Well, I guess it's time. 7 o'clock. It's time to start the stream. So, all right. Hey, welcome to wow. It's pretty dark in here, huh? Pretty dark. Well, maybe we need some light. Hey, welcome to the stream. Let me turn on the lights here. There we go. Hi. Welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob, and the man. There we go. There we go. Get the color balance right. How's it going, guys? Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Sorry that I was a little cryptic about not being not being 100% honest, maybe transparent about what we were doing. But that's the thing, man. The wife was like, don't tell everybody that we're leaving. And I'm like, okay, I won't say anything. So talk to her, But yeah, I did get a lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge. I did the whole thing, the whole man. It's cool. It's cool. No lightsaber twirl. This one is these are not 100%. They're not 100%, and they're not. That's the other thing. It doesn't. Yeah, it's a thing, but it is cool, and yeah, I was gonna show this off later, but I thought, hey, why not start the stream that way? Be kind of cool. But yeah, it's pretty neat. It's kind of basic, but it's all right. It's cool. I'm actually considering getting another one, like one of the replicas, because oh man, I kind of got the bug a little bit. But hey, welcome to you guys. Yes, I was at Disney World last week. We didn't have a stream, and honestly, look, I don't have a whole lot of news other than all the CinemaCon stuff, so we can talk about that later too. But let's say hi to you guys. And look at that. First was someone by the name of Order 42 show. I won. So maybe I had a leg up because a little birdie told me that I was going to set up a stream. Anyway, so Stop Faux is next. You son of a... I know. Justin, hello, welcome. KP Senti. And yes, I guess that wasn't a selfie, actually. That is two different pictures. That is a picture of the Millennium Falcon, and then that is me after I got my blue milk from Galaxy's Edge. And it was really good, by the way. The blue milk is tasty. I didn't get the alcoholic one. You can get one alcoholic, but I just got the blue milk. It was kind of like, what is it? Coconut milk, dragon fruit, and passion fruit, or whatever. It's tasty. It's tasty and kind of refreshing. But it was also a little bit on the heavy side. So, Ninjinzu, welcome. Cryptic Mayhem, welcome. Cheaters never win. I mean, sometimes cheaters win some of the time, but it's not as catchy. Let's see. Stop Aux, Robert 1, Movie High Club, hello. Cosma, hello, good to see you. Top 3 favorite Arnold movies. A little early for the just starting with the stuff, but Predator, Terminator. Let's see. Arnold. Total Recall. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, a laser sword. Yes. But good to see you guys. Good to see you. That white balance, I know it took it a minute. It took it a minute. I was worried you had a family emergency. No, I just tried to say, hey, it's a family thing, which it was. It was me going with my wife, her sister, and my niece. And that's what we did is we went to Disney World. We left Saturday morning and drove 17 hours. So we did 7 hours the first day and stopped in Pensacola. I'll show you pictures here in a bit. So everybody just calm down. And then the remaining 10 and a half, 11 hours the next day. And then we started first thing in the morning, Monday morning, and just started going to all the things. And we did that through Thursday. Started making our way back Thursday, got home Friday night. So, yeah. Sweet cut? Well, I mean, you know. My brother's getting married this weekend, so I figured I'd go ahead and get the cut so I don't look like a hobo at my brother's wedding. So, you'll see the pictures. It was getting pretty long. It's getting pretty long. So, would you do a sword fight with your wife in the yard? Seems fun. Yeah, like I said, these are not meant for dueling. They're meant for more just kind of like playing around and twirling them around a little bit, and that's it. So, you donated, Stofaux? Good. Hey, let's get into that real quick. I do want to bring this up. So the Saturday that we were leaving, this was a real bummer for me that I missed out on this. But basically, last Saturday, the day that I left for Disney World, there was a walk for Billy. Ran a 5K in Billy Chaser's honor to raise funds that will make a difference in the fight against brain tumors. So that is in the chat. Nightbot, you got this, right? Like every 20, 25 minutes or so. Yeah. So if you want to, donate to this. I thought it was really cool. As you can see, that's Billy's family, Billy's wife, their son, and the family, right? In fact, right above Batman there, those are Billy's parents, Billy's sister, her daughter, her husband, and then there's wood in the background. And then on the left hand side, you've got Billy's in-laws, and then I'm not sure who the other people. I'm guessing they're friends of the family. But yeah, it was one of those things where I hated to miss it, but we had planned this trip for about 6 months, so it was kind of a thing where it was kind of like, dang it. So the whole deal, by the way, in case you're wondering, I guess there's teams that you can donate to or whatever in there. I just donated to that one. I didn't realize there were teams. But I did donate. It is one of those things that I mean, especially with going, I'm not even going to say going through it with them. It's more of like experiencing that with them. It's something that I believe in. So I think it was kind of cool. And in fact, that little montage collage there where it says buff for Billy, that his son's hanging up or holding up there. That thing was amazing. His sister put that together, and it's just pictures from Billy's life, and it was just kind of amazing to see and kind of look at that. So Friday night before I left for Disney, I hung out. I went to dinner with Billy's wife and Wood and Billy's kid, and yeah, just kind of hung out for a bit. And I said, I'm so sorry that I can't. like we've been planning this for months now. So, and they were like, no, don't worry about it, and all that kind of stuff. But it was something I didn't want to miss. But if you're interested, I'm not saying that you need to or anything like that. But if you want to show your support, there you go. So there you go. But yeah, this vacation, we originally had tried to plan to go to Disney World in December. But basically a project got dropped on April. So it's kind of one of those things where it was like crap. And she just said, I just can't leave right now. And I said, well, why don't we do it after my birthday? And it'll be like for both of our birthdays, for our 50th birthdays. And so, yeah, that's what we did. And so there you go. Happy birthday to me. I got to go to Disney World. Yeah. Jody B, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Alcohol and milk? Nah. Well, I mean, it's some sort of, well, here's the thing, man. I don't know if you've ever had this thing called a Brandy Alexander. It's basically an alcoholic milkshake. All I'm going to say is be careful, because I had many a rough time back in the day with those, and they were tasty. Mudslides are good too. Nice doctored photo then, had me fooled. Yeah, I mean, it was just, I basically just cut me out of one picture and put me in front of the Falcon. The picture that I took, from here, it just didn't look right because the lighting was all weird. So there you go. It was weird. You didn't lie though. It was family stuff. I know, but I didn't want anybody to think that anybody was, in danger or anything like that. And by the way, Ricky, how is did you say your grandfather? I can't remember now. Was it your grandfather that had a fall? I think. I hope everything's okay there. And Frodus boy, welcome, sir. Good to see you. We need your full captain's logs and photos. Oh, I mean, I've got photos. I've got photos of a lot of the trip, and I'll show the video again. But I think because of I don't know if you guys remember when I had that weird OBS thing and OBS crashed and I had to do a whole bunch of stuff to get it working again. Well, it won't save any of my progress. So I think when I restarted my computer, it got rid of some of the stuff. Let's see. Does this work? Okay, that works. And the video's not there. Okay, well, I'll just have to put the video back in so we can watch the video again. Because I mean, I can describe what you're seeing. Cheaters win 99% of the time. I mean, I don't know about that, but there's a lot of not so great stuff, I mean, the world is a funky place right now. You know what I mean? Hey everyone, just finished making a quesadilla with pepperoni. Guys, do you remember? I don't know if anybody's fan of TGI Fridays. Anybody used to go to Fridays? They used to have a thing called a pizzadilla, and they were awesome. They had a pepperoni pizzadilla, a sausage pizzadilla, and then I think it was a spinach pizzadilla. They were all awesome. I used to get the sausage one all the time, and they give you this big cup of marinara to dip in. Dude, it was awesome. So it's basically just basically a quesadilla, but with, sausage and cheese or pepperoni cheese or whatever. Amazing. And they took it off the menu. But it was awesome. It was given pina colada, but blue. Yeah, it's not, it's more of a tropical type drink, but with coconut milk. And then it's kind of slushy, it's got kind of a slushy thing. Everybody tried it. And in fact, my niece got one too. And she was like, man, this is really good. And then about that far down, she was like, I can't drink any more of this. It's so heavy. I drank all of mine because I was really thirsty, but it was good. I liked it. You had a Blue Moon milkshake from Red Robin. It tasted like soap. Ugh, that's gross. Haven't been able to go see him yet because work. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully everything's okay with your family member in trouble in the hospital. Blue Moon beer tasty? Really, Cosmo? I've never. Is that the? I think that's the one that I remember trying and going, nah, not for me. But I've just never been a big beer drinker. Oh, and Ricky, you're the only one that will care. I got my RBA put in my billet box, and it's It's working like a charm. This thing, well, this mod is cool. You know, it's just cool. Oops, I got liquid on my. But yeah, this is a really cool mod and works great. So there you go. I remember getting some fruity alcoholic drink at Epcot and for some reason drank it fast. Well, I mean, Johnny, did I say hi to you? Hi. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. You were dying. Well, you care. You care. Let's see. Okay. First up, I do want to say that the one thing that I was really kind of missing at Disney is I was not able to vape. They don't allow vaping or smoking anywhere in the park. They're like, oh yeah, there's a smoking section outside the park. So you have to go all the way back outside through security to go smoke a cigarette or vape. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not doing that. So this saved me. Little snooze things saved me. So if you're a smoker or vapor, yeah, get these. They will save you. So but also I was missing the bidet. I'm just saying. I know, bidet boys, all that kind of stuff, I get it. But damn was I missing it. I was missing it big time. Was the alcoholic drinks at an amusement park? Yeah, Shozama, it was at Galaxy's Edge in Disney World, which I'm about to show you some pics. Sucks there's no spot in there to vape. I know, it's like, especially like I had my little guy, you know, that barely puts out anything. And I'm like, why can't I go off to the side or whatever and go, hey, I'm going to do that, you know? And you know what? Screw it. I'm going to show you the other lightsabers. So my wife, okay, so basically the whole thing was April came to me and said, hey, we're doing the lightsaber thing. Do you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. It's kind of expensive. I'm just going to say it. They're not cheap, but the experience was freaking amazing. Like, well, I'll get into that, but I want to show you the other lightsabers. So mine is your traditional sort of Jedi, right? Looks similar. It's not exact or anything like that. It looks similar to, you know, what you'd see from, you know, Luke or Obi-Wan or whatever. But my wife, she wanted a dark side lightsaber. So she got this one, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. And she got a purple blade. Wow, it's weird how the light changed on that. So there you go. Purple blade. Pretty cool. Little nice pommel there. Yeah, pretty cool. And then April's sister and her niece both got very, very similar lightsabers. And they are sort of the High Republic style. So very ornate, gold, all that kind of stuff. And this is my niece's because she got a blue one. So very, very cool. It's very cool. I mean, they're neat. Are they the best lightsabers? No. But the experience of putting it together and going through the whole thing, because it's basically like it's set up like almost like in universe, it's like a place where like an underground, we're gonna build a lightsaber, you know, kind of thing. Your Jedi that are kind of on the run or whatever, and it was just cool. It was just a super cool experience, and because I'm a big softie and because I have, Star Wars as my thing. I mean, I was sitting there tearing up because, of course, as he's telling his, this guy's going through his story, they're playing music too, and the music's getting to me. And it's just like, dude, it was awesome. It was just freaking awesome. So I would recommend it, man. If you're going to go and you're going to do that, I would recommend it if you're a big Star Wars fan, because it really is pretty cool. But yeah. Rufus, did I say hi to you? Hi, Rufus. I don't know if I did, but hi. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, they allow alcohol, but no vapor. I know. And no bidets. No Mickey Mouse toilet seats. April's is way better. I mean, it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. But like I said, I think I'm getting another one. I don't know. I might, because my dad gave me I'll just say he gave me a very healthy birthday donation. I don't know what you call it, gift. So I may get one just because I kind of want one. Wait, so why do you have it if it's not yours? Well, because, okay, so here's the thing. They give you these, they almost look like rifle bags. Big padded bags that you put on over your sling or whatever. Well, we didn't want to have to lug them, because there used to be a thing where you could have it sent to your hotel room, and they would just take it over there for you, so that you didn't have to carry it around all day, right? But then they said, we'll ship it. So what we ended up doing, let me tell you this, April, her sister, and her niece, our niece, they ended up doing the whole build a droid thing, right? Where you put your own droid together. So they had all of that shipped here. And so we got the lightsabers on, which was crazy. We got the lightsabers Saturday and we got the droids today. So yeah, that's why we still have it. I think April said she's going to take those to them on Wednesday. So tomorrow, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's cool. They, instead of us having to carry that stuff around all day, trying to go on rides and trying to stash our stuff, we just shipped them home, and it wasn't that expensive, honestly. So there you go. There you go. Glenn Harris. Did I see Glenn Harris? Oh, no Mickey Mouse bidets. I didn't even see you, Glenn. Welcome, Glenn. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. They make money from the alcohol. They don't sell vaping supplies. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. If they sold, Mickey Mouse, vape pens, sure. But no, they don't do that. Heading home. Hey, be careful, Ricky. Be careful. We're going to get into some of the pictures because why not? So, on the way out there, we stopped at this, I guess it's Caddo Lake. And it was just the thing where, April looked it up and people were saying, oh, it's beautiful out there. And it really was. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures. There's that. I just took that so April would have that. But yeah, these trees were awesome. It was kind of gorgeous. And I'd never seen or paid attention to Spanish moss before. So you get these trees that look like it's just cool looking. And apparently Spanish moss is fine unless it's close to the ground. If it's close to the ground, well, guess what? There's all kinds of bugs and spiders and all kinds of things live in that Spanish moss. So it was kind of like, ugh, okay, don't get too close to that, But really cool. And we went on this hiking trail. It's pretty gorgeous. Those are steps that go all the way up there. And I just thought that shot looked cool. So I got that shot because that's me. But yeah, it was a nice little stop on the way to Pensacola, where we stayed at the Hilton. I think it was a Hilton that we stayed at. And this was the view from our hotel room. So kind of amazing. We were on the 16th floor. Kind of nuts. Pretty gorgeous. And this was Saturday night, so it was hopping. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff going on. It was amazing. But it was also like, I just want to go to sleep. But yeah, nice hotel. So there you go. Oh, and here's a shot. We went on the beach. And this was like midnight. And by the way, you can see Orion there, which is kind of cool. Kind of like right there, you can see the Orion's belt there. But yeah, there's the big what do you call that? I'm going blank. But you know what I mean. Where you can a dock, basically. But yeah, the sand was awesome. It was seriously the smoothest sand I've ever put foot down on. I mean, it was nice. Pier. Thank you, Rufus. Thank you. Pier. But yeah, very, very cool. And then here's the next morning I got a panoramic shot. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And then we stopped off at this place, some waterfalls. And I just thought that was a cool shot, so I got it. And I actually have video of the waterfall, but I didn't export it. So sorry. But anyway, here's a shot of the Animal Kingdom Lodge is where we stayed. We actually stayed on the resort, in the resort. There are I will say there are a lot of benefits to staying in a resort. Number one, you can use the buses to go to any resort/hotel you want to for free. And they bus you around. And they're constantly, like, even if you get there and there's no bus there, you're waiting 5 minutes and then the next bus shows up. It's nice, man. So I would highly recommend, if you're going to Disney World, take advantage of stay at the resort and take advantage of those of all the transportation. It's really, really nice. We didn't have to worry about parking and anything. I think it's like $30 or $40 to park your own car at the parks, which is nuts, dude. So yeah, we didn't have to pay any of that. It's kind of nice. Now, I'm pretty sure there's probably a almost like a, I don't know, like you might have to pay more for your hotel room because of that. But all I know is it was nice. It was really nice. Justin Yates, good to see you, sir. Hope everyone is having a great day. Welcome back, Rob. Hope those legs are okay. Yeah, 28 miles in 4 days. That's how much we walked. And I got a corn, not creamed corn, but I got corn, acorn, not an acorn. I got a corn on my left foot, and it hurt, and it's gone now. So, but it was crazy. We walked a lot. We're out in the sun a lot. So, Disneyland used to have a smoke shop, also a lingerie store. Jody B, really? Wow. Also, Disneyland is crazy strict about vaping because weed is legal here. Oh. Now, see, here's the thing. If my wife wouldn't have been so, hey, don't say anything, I would have been asking you guys, hey, you ever been to Disney World? What's the best stuff? What's in the area? Like, what cool places should I go to? What food places should we stop at? I didn't get any of that. And so we were just kind of winging it. But honestly, we didn't really stop at anywhere cool. Like as far as like places to eat, we just zoomed. And April was, man, she was driving fast. She was driving her car, and she wouldn't let any of us drive. She just wouldn't let us. So she drove all 34 hours. Yeah. So I didn't get a chance to really do anything. Like I didn't get a chance to like watch anything cool or, because I was basically entertaining her as much as I could the whole time. So, yeah. The gas prices, dude, the gas prices were nuts. I think one time she filled up, it was over $100. So yeah, pretty expensive. But then weirdly on the way back, it was like $1 cheaper. So I don't know what happened. I don't know. Smooth sand means it was all bones. How metal? Well, all I know, it was nice. It was very, very nice and really pretty. I think my wife got shots. Uh, got some shots when she was down on the beach in the morning, but I didn't go down in the morning. I slept. So, hey Justin, hope you're doing well. Hope worked all day, got home 20 minutes ago. Johnny, yes. Hope it was a great day. He said, hope it was a great day. Good. Best hotel ever. Stayed there twice. Smells great. Which one? The Animal Kingdom? All I know is it was great. I really enjoyed both the Animal Kingdom and the Hilton in Pensacola. It's pretty nice. We stopped at Disney Springs on the way in and went to the Lego store. And the only thing that was really cool there was this. I was like, man, that's cool. Like, I want that. But you can buy that. You can buy that. But then we ate at the T-Rex thing, the T-Rex Cafe. That's what they wanted to eat. And we got some, I gotta say, some really good food. Chips and queso. That's some fried chicken, mashed potatoes, grilled vegetables, French fries, roasted chicken. And then, that's another angle of it apparently. And I got the fish and chips, and seriously, it's the best fish and chips I've had in years. It was so freaking good. So, yeah, there's that. And then here's two more pictures from Disney Springs. So the Rainforest Cafe looked cool, and of course it was erupting and stuff. I could never get my phone out in time for the shots. But yeah, that's a shot of Disney Springs. Pretty cool. Basically like a big Disney mall. So yeah. And then the first day was Animal Kingdom. I'm going to real quick take a pause. Let's get caught up here. You have droids. Yes. I have April's. We left her sister's boxed up. Do you want to see it? I mean, it's basically just a black and gray droid. Is it R6? I think it's an R6 unit because it's got the transparent head. I don't know. You want to see it? Hold on. I'll grab it real fast. There you go. So that's her droid that she built. Of course, she likes black and gray. So there you go. And it does a thing. It's got a. I think it only has like 3 different voices, so you can get a voice chip that gives you more voices and stuff, or more things that it will do. But yeah, it's basically like a little remote control thing, and it's it's pretty cool. But I decided, I've got my R2 unit here, and that's basically what I would have built, was just an R2 unit. I'm like, I don't really need one. So yeah, she got hers, and that's good enough. And I figured if I want to play with it, I can play with it. So there you go. April sounds like you need to pee now while we're stopping. We're not stopping for 4 hours. KP Senti. That is completely incorrect. Completely incorrect, because she peed more than anyone. Seriously. We were honestly, me going with I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my gosh, going with 3 women. Oh my God, whatever. I'm a man and blah, blah, blah. I didn't mind any of that. But man, they pee a lot. So, and it was mostly like basically every hour and a half we were stopping, which is fine. I would rather do that than, I mean, honestly, the Billy and Jay trips where it'd be like, okay, well, we got 4 hours before the next stop. I hope I don't have to, go number 2 or anything. You know what I mean? So anyway, so day 1, I got to get my notes out so I can make sure that I don't. Where is it at? Where are my notes? There it is. So Monday, Animal Kingdom. The first thing that we did, and I don't have pictures of this, but the first thing that we did was the Avatar Flight of Passage. I'm just going to say, okay, number 1, I will say with Disney, I think one of the biggest things that you can say is that when it comes to their rides and their different sections, absolutely amazing. Actually, we didn't ride that until later. Yeah, we didn't ride that till this isn't in order. This is April's list. So we did this little safari thing first off, where you're basically going around and you're taking pictures of animals and such. We got to see a lion, like actually roaring and stuff, but it wasn't a roar. It was more of like a, it was actually kind of neat. I've never seen a lion do that, but yeah, that's a really, look, I'm going to just say the 8X zoom, optical zoom on the iPhone is amazing. Look at this shot I got of the gorilla. He's very far away, and that looks like I was standing like 10 feet away from him. It's kind of insane. But yeah, just it was really cool. Going through there, we saw some elephants and stuff like that. I didn't take a whole lot of pictures of those, and I didn't take, I figured, hey, you guys have seen those before, but it was really cool. And they have this thing called the tree of, I guess it's like the tree of life, but this is where the what is it called? Okay, she doesn't have it on the list. It's like a Zootopia thing where you sit down and you watch like this little 3D movie. Dude, the 3D in this on this movie was insane. Like stuff felt like it was like right in front of you, like right here. It was really cool. And then they had effects going on, like water splashing on you or mist or like bursts of air and smoke and all kinds of stuff. It was great. It was only like 10-15 minutes, but it was awesome. So we actually watched that twice. The Bugs Life show. Yeah, it wasn't Bugs Life anymore. It was Zootopia. And it was, again, insanely cool. Insanely cool. Like, and the one thing that I will say too is that I guess one of the big realizations that I had walking through all these different parks, dude, I really like Disney stuff. Like all the Disney cartoons and stuff. I have nostalgia for all of that, and I didn't really know I had it. But apparently I do, because I had a great time. I had such a good time all day, every day. It was amazing. And of course it's gorgeous. Here's another shot of that tree that I took. I mean, that is really cool looking. Just, and everything just looks insane. By the way, that right there, that mountain is Everest, and it's the Expedition Everest ride. I will just say this. I will highly recommend that if you go to Animal Kingdom, you should ride the Expedition Everest ride, because what happened is when we were looking at all the different rides and stuff and what to ride and what to kind of prioritize, I watched this like, top 10 rides at Disney World, right? And a lot of them didn't show a whole lot, but this one video showed me this entire ride. And I was like, damn it, why are you ruining the whole ride? Because it gave away some of the surprises. Nobody else knew the surprises, but I did. And I'll tell you, they were all screaming their head off, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. So Expedition Everest gets a big thumbs up from me. I really enjoyed that ride. Oh, and here's me looking majestic. Oh, and by the way, you see the shirt that I'm wearing? I got a new, in fact, I have one of my new shirts on here too. I just bought some new shirts, for whatever. And one of them is my Gotcha Man shirt. And I actually had a person come up to me and go, Battle of the Planets, that's awesome. And I'm like, oh, hi, welcome. Yes, hi. It was just kind of cool. And then another shirt that I wore, the I've worn it many times. It's the sloth shirt with the freaking jetpack. I had two people come up to me and say, that shirt's awesome. And I'm like, it's the first time anybody has ever mentioned anything about that shirt, but there you go. But yeah, let's see. What is this? Oh, here's a shot of the Avatar stuff. And dude, the Avatar world is so awesome. It's so cool. Like it's mind-blowingly cool walking through this stuff. And then of course they have the whatever the Marines thing there sitting there is so freaking neat. And inside the shop they have the Navi thing. Man, it's just so freaking cool, man. It's so cool. Like I said, the attention to detail in everything is top notch. It's like top notch production design. It's so freaking cool. And that Avatar ride blew my mind. Blew my mind. It was so, and basically it's like you're watching a 3D movie, but you're on a thing that's moving and it's going, it feels like you're going, like you're riding a Banshee, right? And man, when that thing takes off and it makes you feel like you're falling, dude, it was just a great experience. I loved it, and I love to fly anyway. So this kind of thing was just really, really cool. I had I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like my jaw is like open, and tears are just like flying because of course you've got the air, blowing at you and all that stuff. I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is awesome. It's one of my favorite rides. Of course, there are so many more rides that we rode, but that one was like, how can you get better than that? I mean, that was so freaking neat. So really, really cool stuff. So there you go. All right, let's get caught up here. Let's see. How many days was the travel there, the vacation itself, and travel back? So so Saturday we left in the morning. We left first thing in the morning, and we drove the 7 hours to Pensacola. It actually took us around 10 to 12 hours, and it's because actually it was longer than that, I think. I'm not sure exactly how long it took us because we stopped a couple of times. We stopped at this waterfalls thing, and then we stopped at the Caddo Lake thing. So that was a full day Saturday. Sunday was a full day, and then we got to Disney Springs around 6 or 7, and we walked around there for a while. And then from there, we went to Animal Kingdom Lodge where we stayed. And yeah, so it was basically a 2-day. We split the 17-hour trip into 2 days, both ways, right? And on the way back, we didn't stop anywhere. We really didn't stop anywhere. Like we just basically booked it home because, well, I'll show you. Oh, so Monday, Animal Kingdom, Tuesday, Hollywood Studios, Wednesday, Epcot, and then Magic Kingdom. And then Thursday, we had kind of a safari thing with Animal Kingdom. And then as soon as we were done with that, we got the ride back to the bus, jumped in the car, and left. And we were back in Pensacola pretty late, like 9 or 10 that night. That's kind of the way that worked. But anyway, let's see, what else can I tell you? So the Gorilla Falls Trail. We did this thing called, it was a Feathered Friends in Flight. And it reminded me out at the Scarborough Renaissance Festival here in like Waco or Waxahachie, wherever it is. I think it's Waxahachie actually. Where it's basically you're in kind of like almost like a little amphitheater, and there are people up there, and they show birds off and they fly over the audience and do all kinds of tricks and stuff. That's basically what it was. It was really cool, but I didn't take any pictures of that. There was a Festival of the Lion King, which was kind of almost like a Cirque du Soleil thing, but kind of like Temu Cirque du Soleil. So it was kind of like they bring out this thing with a stage and there's people jumping and bouncing and doing things. But on all four sides are these kind of animatronic, there's Simba, there's Pumbaa, right? Timon is like a guy in a suit, and then there's an elephant over here, and then a giraffe over here, and they're all kind of moving and stuff. But it was like, this is one of those things where, okay, just to get out of the heat and sit down for a minute, you watch a show to entertain the kids, and that's basically what it was. And when we went in there, I was like, oh, okay, this is what that is. Okay, so I can just kind of enjoy it and watch it and all that kind of stuff. What happened? What happened? There's messages deleted. What happened? I told you it would take way longer than you said it would. Hello, beat 'em ups. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm gonna. What the heck happened? Did someone mistakenly like delete all your messages? I'm not sure what happened. I'm trying to open them all up so I can see what you said. Oops. Dang it. Holy smokes, my bad. So okay, KP Senti, if you're here, you might have been accidentally banned for a minute, but hopefully everything's okay. You should have gotten a pic with the sign, but you covered up the letter so it says Anal Kingdom. Is that why? No, I didn't do that. We didn't do that. And come on, April was taking that picture, so I was like, I knew that was a thing, but I was like, But yeah, let's see. The Gorilla Falls Trail, I'll show you the picture there. The Maharaja Jungle Trek. What was that? I don't remember that. But the next thing we did is, it was probably close to 5 or so. We went back to the hotel, got some food, kind of just chilled out for a bit. And then at 10 p.m., we had to be back in front of the lodge, and they were going to take us on the safari at night. So we took some pictures, and the night mode on the iPhone is nuts. So here's some of the pictures I took. So here's one of some zebras chilling, and then here's some of the wildebeest chilling. It's not that bright. It's not that bright at all. It's pretty dark, but the iPhone really lit these up. It was kind of neat to just see them all, and it was really a cool thing to see that, because that almost looks like that's sun. That's outside. No, this was at night. It was so crazy that these pictures came out so good. I mean, that kind of gives an idea of how dark it was, but no, the phone really brightened that stuff up. It was amazing. So there you go. The water splashing was the termites peeing on you. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that was so the Bugs Life one changed over to Zootopia. And I gotta say, man, I laughed. I mean, I was having a great time. So yeah, it was awesome. Thank God Ninjinzu handled that, because I was about to. Like, what happened? I don't even know what happened. That's funny. I accidentally hid KP Senti taking an Epsom salt bath after the gym and got out of the tub with the screen on. My bad. Okay. Oh, choose my own adventure. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I see how it is. But no, it was really cool. The safari at night thing was really cool. We got back to the hotel, and first thing the next morning, Hollywood Studios. And I got to say, of every park, this one was my favorite. And this was another one where just walking in, it seriously felt like I was walking it, because they were playing sort of old-timey music, and it felt like old Hollywood. Some of the buildings were so cool. I mean, it was just, I got to say, again, the attention to detail is off the charts. And I will also say that the people, like the couple of people running the safari stuff, because we did the other safari thing, Adventure Trek or whatever it was called, on Thursday. Absolutely top notch, super knowledgeable, super friendly. There was no hint of cynicism or anything like that. There was no, people being snarky. There were a couple of people that were a little short. Like I'm seriously, like 2 people out of the 4 days and all of the different people that we came into contact with, everybody was so nice and inviting and stuff. And I'm like, I was just impressed. I was impressed at the level of detail. And then of course, on every ride, if it's a themed ride, they're dressed like the people, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It was awesome. It was awesome. So like, I get it. When people, talk bad about Disney, I get it. I understand. But man, I just had such an amazing time, and it was a wonderful experience. I'm sorry, but it was great. I loved it. And I would love to go back, honestly. I there was a part of me that was like, man, I can't believe we have to leave. This is so awesome. So but I'm sure it's probably time, because expensive. But anyway, night safari in the UK is slang for going out drinking and getting with a so you're told. Well, no, that's not what we did. We literally, safari at night is what it was called. And it was awesome because that was another thing. We got to see, they said now from I'll let you know when you can take pictures again. But for now, we're going behind the resorts. And Disney does not like, pictures of what it looks like behind the resorts, because there's a lot of things that, you're not supposed to, the general public's not supposed to see. But I guess because we got this safari thing, it was kind of a bonus. It was neat to see behind the scenes. It's neat to see how that all worked out. It was really cool. So anyway, it was really cool. The safari, the night thing was cool. But then, of course, we made it our way into Star Wars Land. And this is the entry to Star Tours, which is actually outside of Galaxy's Edge. Star Tours was such a fun little ride. And apparently Star Tours has been around for years. And it was actually, they changed the ride where it's I can't remember what the droid was, but this one had C-3PO up at the front, and it's basically an animatronic C-3PO. Dude, this ride was so much fun. In fact, it was so much fun that we rode it once when we got there, and then we rode it when we came back to Hollywood Studios that night. There was no wait, so we rode it twice more. Me and April. And here's the funny thing. There's different stories, or there's different characters that show up. So in one of them, we had, as you're taking off, right? The ship is taking off. Darth Vader stops you with the Force, and you can feel like him moving it around, and then you zoom past him, and then you can go to Hoth, or you can go to like all the different worlds. Tatooine, Geonosis. I think we saw Crate from The Last Jedi. We saw Tatooine, rode in the pod race. Like, we were in the pod race. I'm trying to think, because we rode it, like I said, we rode it 3 times, and it was different every time. And then in the middle of the ride, there's because basically what it is, the Empire's looking for a spy on board. And of course, they show a picture of a random person in the audience. And in the last one, I was the spy. So I'm up on the screen, and I'm like, holy crap, it's me. But it was so cool. And then after we were done, I'm looking on Reddit, and it says this guy went to Disney basically to ride Star Tours as much as he could in one day. He rode it 47 times in one day. and he basically listed out all the different well, not different combinations, but like, okay, I got Darth Vader at the beginning, this many times, and then there's a droid that kind of gets in your way. It starts kind of shooting at you. That's a different one. And then all the different rebel characters or good side, dark, light side characters that would show up. And then it was just like, it was cool. And then all the different worlds he went to. So he wrote it 47 times in one day. We wrote it 3 times, and it was fun. It was a blast. In fact, I had more fun on Star Tours than I did on Smuggler's Run and Rise of Resistance. I don't know what to tell you, but it was fun. I had a good time. But then, like I said, we got into Galaxy's Edge, and the thing is, the way that they do it, again, it's one of those things that's just like chef's kiss, just what a wonderful way to do it. You're basically going in this tunnel, and as you're going through the tunnel, you hear, it's not, I don't think it's Star Wars music, but it's music that's reminiscent of Star Wars. It's almost like the kind of music that you would hear playing Jedi Fallen Order or something, or Jedi Survivor. And you're starting to feel we're making our way into Star Wars. And I got really emotional. Like, I'm sitting there going, I can't believe I'm doing this. And it's part of it too is just because I'm a big softie and whatever. But I'm seriously walking in and then of course you start seeing everything. You see land speeders and droids and all this stuff. There's a part where in between 2 buildings, there's speakers on the top that are kind of linked, like almost like a surround sound system. And if you're just standing there looking ahead, you'll hear a TIE fighter go by. Right? And it sounds like it's flying overhead. So freaking cool. And then all the different sounds and everything. Every person that you come across is, dressed like they're in Star Wars. The freaking trash cans are themed. You know what I mean? Everything, every little bit is meant to keep you in the idea that you're in Star Wars now. And it's just so freaking cool. I mean, all the stuff on the walls. This is just a little corner, and it doesn't do anything. It's just sitting there. And it's just so freaking cool. And then you've got, the details. You got a big freaking ship just sitting there, which is neat. The detail is just so freaking cool. And then of course you come around the corner and you see the Falcon. And as we came, if you can look down there, here's a different picture. There's Rey talking to a little girl, and you're just like, man, that's what it's about, man. That's so freaking cool. And of course, everybody we came into contact with was awesome. Now, my goal was number 1, see the Falcon, ride the rides, all that kind of stuff. But my number 1 goal was I wanted to hug Chewie. Chewie was nowhere to be found the entire day that we were there. So I'm a little bummed. I'm not sure if Chewie was no longer on the docket, but we got to see Kylo Ren. We got to see stormtroopers, or the First Order troopers. We got to see, of course, Rey, the Mandalorian, all that kind of stuff. Never saw Chewie. So it's kind of like, man, it's kind of a bummer, And also, we heard that starting next month, they're changing a lot of Galaxy's Edge over to have more original trilogy stuff. So even though I loved being here and loved all the verisimilitude of the place, the way that it looks. I mean, look at that! It's so picturesque and awesome. Here's Mandalorian with a little animatronic Grogu. So here's just some pictures. So this is in front of the lightsaber thingy. You can sit on that little speeder there. That's sort of above the park. It's just kind of like a little landing area. It's very cool. And then there's some, like I said, some stormtroopers interacting with people. It was just cool. It was just really cool. But I'm kind of bummed out that it was almost all Disney era stuff. So it was all First Order stuff. And apparently, like I said, next month, they're switching things over to be a little closer to the original trilogy. that's kind of a bummer, you know? That's just kind of a bummer that we're missing out on that. But again, I'd like to go back. So, yeah. The rumbling under the seat were the roaches leaving the theater. Giant spiders coming down from the ceiling really close to your face. It was awesome. Went there in 2002. Yeah, the whole thing, there were rats that were loose. And they were doing that where it feels like people were like, what the hell? Like, it was really cool. That Zootopia ride was awesome. The important question that needs to be answered: did you kick Mickey in the balls like I asked? I did not. In fact, I only saw Mickey once, and it was at it was in this themed restaurant that you had to get reservations to go in. It's the only time I saw Mickey. It's weird. Now, I will say we didn't spend as much time at Magic Kingdom as some people would, but that's the only time I saw him, and you had to pay to get in there, so we didn't go there. I think you get what you give. People always complain about GameStop employees being rude, but I'm nice to them and they're nice to me. LOL. Might be the same with Disney. Beat 'em ups would, yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think that's it. I mean, if you take in a bunch of cynicism and a bunch of whatever, I think you'll see that. But I didn't see that. I saw pure love for the material. Of course, they're going to try to sell you something at every turn, right? There's shirts and hats and toys and necklaces and things. I'm pretty sure we spent quite a bit of money on jewelry stuff. Just saying, we did. But the thing is, I had such a freaking good time, such a good time. And again, like I said, at the droid place, April took that picture, and then I took a picture of them building their droid. So here's the droid that she ended up building. There you go. And then let's see, her niece built a sort of like a little chopper droid type thing, and then her sister built like a BB-8 style droid. I mean, we have those, but they're still boxed up, and we're not gonna. Since we opened up the first box and it was April's, it was like, okay, well, we don't need to open up the other box. So yeah. Oh, here's another really cool shot. From far away of the Falcon in this kind of raised area. It's just neat looking, man. And then you go into Toy Story Land, which is right like. And then the music changes because there's little places where they're playing the music and stuff. And as you walk into Toy Story Land, suddenly you're in Toy Story. And it's just, there's something about it that's just, it's really, really well done. I cannot believe how cool it is. We actually rode a ride. What do I have it here? Toy Story Mania, which is kind of like you're on this thing and it's kind of going around, and it's basically, it's kind of like a video game and you're trying to get points. I got the most points in my entire car. I'm just saying, not just me and my family. I'm talking about the whole car, the whole freaking thing. I got the most points. So, but it's kind of like a thing where you're shooting these things and you have to pull back this thing. And I figured out if you hold your arm right, you can do this and let go. And I was just like, I was killing it. Little kids were crying because they lost. And I was like flipping them off and stuff, pushing them down. I didn't do that. But anyway, I won. So that was really cool. Let's see. Here's a shot. This is the best, because we had chicken fingers a few times on Monday, and it was like, can we eat something other than chicken fingers? And guess what? We went to a place, chicken fingers. But this had some sort of chipotle aioli on it. It was tasty. It was spicy and tasty. And then those are buffalo ranch fries. And then chili cheese fries. Awesome. Dude, all of it was awesome. But I honestly lost weight on this trip because it was like, I don't want to eat too much. Crohn's boy needs to, take it easy. You know what I mean? So, and then here's some shots from the Rise of Resistance. That shot is, I mean, there's just, it's like I said, the attention to detail is just so freaking cool. As you're walking in, it's one of those things where the line, even though you're waiting in line for stuff, it doesn't seem that long because you're being surrounded by Star Wars, and it's freaking neat. And of course, those stormtroopers are just basically like big action figures that are just sitting there, but damn, it's awesome. It's so freaking cool. What is this? Our kitty Squeezy is watching you. Hey, what's going on, Jerry? Here's the picture of Squeezy watching me on the TV. Hey, how's it going, Squeezy? You doing okay? Oh wow, there's more. Look at my stupid face on the TV. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that cat. That cat's just like, hey, cat. Psst, psst, psst. Cat's probably like, dude, don't even try. Don't even try. But anyway, like I said, I just loved the whole experience. So freaking cool. Yeah, so Galaxy's Edge, awesome stuff. So let me get caught up here. Absolutely would. Be nice, smile, don't sneak. It's not hard. Right. Johnny said, I went to Disneyland during the opening weekend of Star Tours in 87. I was 13. Well, I'm sure it's very different now. But man, like I said, Star Tours was my favorite Star Wars ride. We did the Smuggler's Run, which is the thing where you kind of go on the Falcon. And it was cool, and it was cool being in the Falcon, but the problem is I'm sure there's ways that you could, no, I don't want to do this part, because there's 6 people per ride. You got a left pilot, a right pilot, Han and Chewie, right? Then you've got 2 weapons people, and then 2 engineers. So me and April were both engineers. Her sister and niece were the weapons people, and then 2 random folks we don't know were pilots. And the thing is, I don't think any of it was that cool. Like, Smuggler's Run was neat, but it was also kind of like, meh. It just wasn't that fun to me. Smuggler's Run was just fine. Rise of the Resistance is really, really cool. And I actually, in the video I showed at the beginning of the stream, which I'll play again. It shows the stuff. In fact, let's just watch that now. So I'm gonna just throw this up here, and it's gonna start playing. All right, and I'll explain it as you go. There's no audio. So all right, so here is us driving into Disney World as we get there, and then here is Animal Kingdom as you walk in, and I try to get a cool pan up shot. It's all right. And so this is how close we were. This is behind glass, but man, that looks like I'm just a few feet away from this tiger. That's the 8X zoom, man. It's awesome. Here's inside the droid building stuff. They got all this stuff. Like, it's just neat looking, man. It's just cool the way that they have things set up. And then here is outside Smuggler's Run. So on the other side of the Falcon, where you saw the pictures from earlier, this is going into the ride. And okay. And then on the inside you've got Hondo Tanaka, isn't that his name? Animatronic Hondo, and he's basically like, hey, you got to take this stuff, and you've got to be, and there's going to be 6 people, blah blah blah. He's explaining it. So this is in the Toy Story land. Here's the Toy Story guys playing drums. Very cool. And again, this is just something that happens, as you're sitting there. Pretty neat stuff. And that dude just walked in front of me, that butthole. Anyway, this is in Rise of the Resistance. So there's BB-8, And he kind of disappears behind and he comes back. And then there's a hologram that comes in. And it's Ray. And that hologram was really cool looking too. And it's actually Daisy Ridley. And it's like, that's so freaking cool. That's so cool. And I mean, it's basically like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Resistance things. But then Finn is in there. Poe is in there. And of course, you've got Kylo Ren. And then here's like all these, like I said, action figures, basically. But they're life size. And when you step in there, it's so freaking cool. It is so neat. And then there's a freaking TIE fighter on the wall. It's just so neat, man. And of course, the music's playing too as you're doing this. This is part of the reason why I had to mute it. But yeah, and then this is just video. But the video looked awesome. And yeah, I mean, it's just really cool. The attention to detail on this stuff is really cool. This is Star Tours on the way in. I think this was either our second or third ride at night. And there's nobody else in there. And it was just cool to walk in. R2 is my guy. R2 is my favorite. So yeah. Other than wanting to hug Chewie, I like seeing R2 represented. But walking in here, dude, it's so freaking cool. And then there's these other little droids that I think those are the old Star Tours droids. I don't know. Because I don't know what droids those are. And I don't know what that was up there. And then, let's see. Oh, this is outside at night at Hollywood Studios. They do this thing where they're playing the animation stuff on the buildings. And they do this in Magic Kingdom too at night when they're doing the fireworks and stuff. It's just so neat. And this is the only video I got of that. We didn't stay for the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, even though we were there at night. We didn't stay for that. This was just the train to go from Epcot to Magic Kingdom. And I just thought it was a cool shot. So, take that. And then here's the Tron ride. And that's all, again, that's all with the iPhone. And that's it. I did take some video on the first day of the Animal Kingdom stuff, but man, the Osmo just does not do well with stuff that's far away. I was like, man, I should have just gotten all of this footage because I got the lion roar, but he's like this big on the screen. And it's like, dude, why does it look so bad? And it's because it's a couple-year-old technology. I should have just been using this, that would have been the key. But there you go. There's that. So let's see. Imagine taking notes while on a ride. Well, I mean, it's not that hard. You would just do it while you're waiting for the next run, because you do have to wait in line. Even though there's nobody in line, you still have to wait for the ride to queue up. So yeah, you could just say Vader, Hoth, whatever, and it was Leia. Because we had Leia once, we had Poe once, and I think we had Admiral Akbar once. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Dude, Star Tours it's so much fun. It was just, I think that's what it is that it was just fun, Wait a minute. Jody B. It's nice to hear you had a positive experience. I live 15 minutes away from Disneyland, had an annual pass since the 90s, haven't gone back since 2020 before the shutdown. I can't bring myself to go back for some reason. I totally agree with you about Star Tours. It's just a fun ride. I don't know. I think it's because it was just a good time. I remember the first time we rode it, there's a part where it actually has like a drop. And then the second and third time we rode it, it didn't have that. It didn't feel like that. So I don't know. But it was, again, just a fun ride. Choose My Own Adventure said, I worked with a guy who used to design rides at Disney 20 odd years ago. Sounded pretty interesting. Probably way more complicated these days. I mean, dude, some of these rides are nuts. Some of the ones that we'll get to. And unfortunately, um we don't have a whole lot of footage. I have a little bit I didn't get any footage of my favorite ride because Avatar was way up there and I'm like, how can you beat this? It was a ride that beat it. But anyway, could you go inside the Falcon? I mean, when you technically go inside the Falcon when you're riding Smuggler's Run. I mean, you're kind of going in, but you can tell, okay, there's two different routes and those are both riding different parts. Basically, you're inside the cockpit, but you're really not. You know what I mean? But it's cool. In fact, I think I had video, but it just didn't turn out really well. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull it up. Okay. My phone's freaking out. Yeah, this wasn't the best footage, but you're inside the Falcon. Yeah, so there's the gunner's chair, like you know, but it's closed off, and there's people everywhere, and it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of ruined that part of it. You know, it's like I wanted to just look around the Falcon, and you really can't. So it's kind of like, So you're picturesque. Whoa, hey. There's a Zootopia ride. Yeah, well, I mean it's not a ride. It's more of like you're sitting down watching like a little 3D. It's I don't know what you call those. I'm sure there's probably levels. There's like extreme rides. There's intermediate rides. I don't know. And then there are basically just go in and watch a little movie type thing or watch a little performance type thing. The Zootopia thing is more of a performance. It's not a ride. But you're basically sitting there watching this 3D movie for like 15 minutes, but you're wearing 3D glasses. And like I said, it's some of the best 3D I've ever seen. It was so well done. And of course, with the spitting and the rats running underneath, all that kind of stuff was really fun and interactive. And it was cool. I enjoyed it. I had no idea that was a Bug's Life ride before. That's pretty cool. I'm nice to them. They're nice back. I don't have any issues with the GameStop folks. See, there you go. I would love Toy Story Land. I mean, it was really cool. There was one ride that we totally skipped out on. In fact, here's. Do I have a shot of it? Let me see. There's the X-wing. There's Woody with some people. Yeah, you can kind of see it over to the right. There's what is it? Slinky's something. We heard it was fine, but it was outside and it was starting to get hot. It was in the mid 80s. We were really lucky, by the way, because the previous week it was all rain the whole time, the whole week, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were perfectly clear, so it was kind of nice. But yeah, we just didn't want to ride that ride. And then April rode the Tower of Terror at the Hollywood Tower Hotel by herself. And it was basically the reason that I didn't want to ride it is because I don't like rides that just drop. And that's what that is it's basically you're in an elevator and the elevator keeps dropping. And it's just not my kind of ride. But April said it was pretty fun. So, and then my niece got a funnel cake with ice cream and Oreos, and I think it might have made her sick. So that's a thing. And then when we came back at night, I showed you in the video, it had the kind of that thing where they were showing the cartoon animated stuff on the buildings and stuff. This was one of the billboards that we didn't catch until nighttime, which was kind of neat. And then this is where April and I ate because, her sister and niece were like, we're tired. We're not going back out. Me and April went. So this was the 50s Primetime Diner. This is one of those places where you had to get a reservation. And it was amazing. I only have one picture here, but this is the style of the place. It's supposedly like you're in somebody's house in the 50s. And so they're playing like Father Knows Best and Leave It to Beaver and crap on the TVs. And then you're on these old timey tables, and the food was absolutely insanely good. April got, I think it was like grandma's fried chicken or something. Really good. And then I got the meatloaf just because it was like, I want something different. So I got meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans. Awesome. Dude, it was awesome. It was like, it was the best food I think we had all week. It was so good. And it was a little expensive, but it was worth it. It was worth it. So, oops. The video's playing again. Oh, crap. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me get caught up again. F them kids. No, I didn't. The kids were actually pretty great. I didn't really have a whole lot of. I mean, you do get your screaming kids every now and then, but that's kind of understood. But honestly, because I guess it's just because it's kind of in the middle of the season, it's too early for school to be out and it's too late for spring break. It was actually a pretty nice time. It was still crazy busy. I mean, you saw there's a lot of people there. So Squeezy is watching you. Yep, he was. Your camera work is amazing. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, that's what I was trying to do with the old game chasers over there, helping out. But yeah, I guess I have a bit of an eye on that stuff. Johnny said, if I was on the Falcon ride, I would try to be an engineer and claim the ride for Star Trek by saying, I'm giving her all I got. I can't give her no more in a Scotty accent. The thing was, it's the Smuggler's Run was too frantic to be fun because you're doing stuff and you're constantly taking your eyes off of the screen. And that just wasn't that fun. And I'm sure if you were the pilot, and so basically it's kind of like almost tank controls, except the left person has the left control, the right person has the right control, and then the right pilot does the hyperdrive, right? Or light speed. I don't like the ride. I just didn't like the ride. I don't know. Original Star Tours droids, early 2000s. Ah, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Jerry. I did not know that. I've never had a rude GameStop employee. I'm always ridiculously polite to everyone. Well, that's you, Johnny. Everyone else, pricks. No, I try not to be too snarky with the people that are helping me and serving me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It seems weird to, I don't know. But yeah, I've never had a problem at GameStop. I didn't have a single issue at Disney. And like I said, it's the attention to detail. It's almost the desire of everyone to show everyone a good time. And I know that's, especially when it gets later in the day, that's got to get more and more difficult, as time goes on. But I was just really impressed, and I just had such a great time, like across the board. And then, like I said, the other big surprise was like, wow, I have nostalgia for all this stuff. Dude, seriously, almost cried going into, I did cry going into Galaxy's Edge. I'm not going to lie. Teared up when I saw the Falcon. I teared up multiple times during different rides. Like when Leia showed up in Star Tours, the second time I rode it, teared up. I've seen Leia 100 billion times, and they were basically just kind of, taking the footage from Star Wars and kind of tweaking it a little bit. I understood that, but I was still moved by it. And then like Avatar, I was tearing up. Dude, what was let me see. What else was there? Toy Story Mania? Oh, well, I'll get to that. I'll get to that on the next day, because we just finished Tuesday. But yeah, there was multiple times where I was just like, I'm loving this. Like, this isn't just like, oh, this is kind of fun. No, I'm really enjoying it. So I don't know. Maybe it helps you know all the characters first. What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I don't know. You'd probably appreciate walking around the movie sets on a Star Wars movie more, I think. Looks pretty similar, just less people. Oh, absolutely. Like, I see these videos of a bunch of the Star Wars folks that are like YouTube channels that have gotten to go see all the like the Mandalorian and Grogu sets. Dude, I love that stuff. I absolutely love props, all that stuff. Any movie set, really, because it's part of the fun. And I think knowing the work, part of it is the appreciation of the work that's been done, too. So it's like look at all the manpower that it took to create this one thing. Think about, and I mean it's part of the reason why I took such pride in Adventures doing the sound and all that kind of stuff, because it was like I know no one's going to notice this. All the work I spent all day on this one scene trying to clean up the audio, nobody's going to notice. Nobody would probably be able to even tell the difference that I even worked on it. But knowing that it's getting as good as it can be, for people to enjoy it, it's a wonderful, beautiful thing. And the passion that people have for this stuff, the passion of like you said, like the set decorators, the prop designers, and the prop guys, all the costume designers, all of that stuff is part of it, and it's awesome, and I appreciate that. So yeah, I love that stuff, Leon, and welcome, by the way. Good to see you. GameStop does me right. They tracked down mini and amiibo and near sold out games, and when they carried used DVDs, was able to get anime series cheap. That's pretty awesome. Chris, yeah. Hey Rob, hey chat. I was looking it up. I guess they call the Zootopia ride a 4D theater show. Yeah, it's basically it's in 3D, and there's water, and there's an air cannon at one point, and there's the things running underneath the chair. Yeah, it's 4D. It's fun. It's just a fun experience. We watched that twice. In fact, while we were waiting for the whatever Adventure Trek or whatever it was called, on Thursday, we watched it again because it was fun. So, my wife convinced me to go to the Tower of Terror, and I asked her, "Is it one drop?" And she said, "Sure." Multiple drops later, I was so mad. Yeah, Gallery Lopez, welcome, by the way. I don't think I've seen you here before, but yes, I was watching her ride it, and I was like, that's not for me. That's just not, I don't like those kinds of rides. Fast stuff and all the twisty and turny stuff, I love that. I love that. Going fast, I love it. Being dropped, I'm not a fan of that. I don't think I've gotten to your season of Game Chasers yet. Oh, I'm pretty sure you haven't. It's like the last one, so... Since 2020, basically, is when I started. Did they have any surprises like a There Will Be Blood ride or Hellraiser of the Ride? But Disney related? No. No, and in fact, another big surprise, now that you say that, another big surprise is how little Marvel was represented in Disney World. There's only really one ride, and that's the Guardians ride, which we're about to get to. But yeah, I was kind of blown away that there wasn't more Marvel stuff. But I don't know. And then there were certain other things that were missing. Like, of course, like Bug's Life and stuff like that. But not a whole lot of, other than Toy Story, not a whole lot of Pixar stuff. So it was really kind of strange. So I don't know. Miggy comes out to the kids and just says, "We have such sights to show you." Yeah, and I don't... Oh, Justin, I get what you're saying now. I snuck into a couple of the Force Awakens sets as we were filming a different movie next door. Saw a TIE fighter that was cool, but other than that, didn't see much. We got chased out by security. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Seventh, what's up? At the Studios Park, they used to use one of the areas back around where Toy Story Mania is now to do a temporary exhibits on whatever new big movie was out. Yeah, apparently one of the scarier rides out there, like one of the more intense rides, was the Rock and Roller coaster or something like that. And it was all Aerosmith based, which was closed because they're switching it over to do something with the Muppets. And then they're doing something else. There's a whole area blocked off right as you're going into Galaxy's Edge now at Disney World. And I don't know what that is. But yeah. And then they were working on the Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom too. So yeah. Let's see. I saw OBE on the live 101 Dalmatians, Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, etc. I don't know what that means. 101 Dalmatians. Like there's a I think it was at Magic Kingdom. Yeah, because she doesn't have it written here. There was a villains thing, Disney villains, and it was basically like another one of those situations where you sit down and it's basically you're just watching a stage production, right? For like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And that was really fun. Like it was really fun and it was nice and cool in there. So it was kind of like was that, I think that was at Hollywood. Was it? I can't remember. Maybe it was. Yeah, Disney villains unfairly ever after on the plan as a reminder, but there are multiple options. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I covered all of Hollywood studios. So, yeah. Is that the ride they use in House on Haunted Hill at the beginning of the movie, the remake with Jeffrey Rush? I'm not sure. You want Marvel stuff, you got to go to California Adventure. Avengers Campus is there, but it sucks. Disney World can't have a lot of Marvel rides because Universal Studios Florida has the theme park rights to Spider-Man, Hulk, etc. Oh, okay. Well, that kind of makes sense, I guess. Rock and Roller Coaster was my first coaster at 10 years old. It was insanely fast. Well, yeah. Yeah. So this is Wednesday. I'm gonna try to zoom through this a little bit because it's already 8:30, which I can't believe. I can't believe it. We went to Hollywood Studios and then rode the Skyliner thing, I think is what it's called, the Skyliner, over to Epcot. And Epcot was really kind of laid back and kind of cool. The first ride we rode that day was Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, where you're basically the size of a rat. And it, dude, is one of those where I'm like, holy crap, I really like Ratatouille. Like, I really enjoyed this ride and was like, immediately wanted to watch it again. Like, it was so much fun. It was such a fun little ride. And it's basically where, like, you know, the scale of everything is like, you know, you're basically rat sized. And it was so much fun. It was just a cool little ride. And what happened was, usually at Epcot, the reason that we picked to go onto this is because usually in the morning, this ride isn't very backed up because everybody basically makes a beeline to Guardians of the Galaxy to ride that ride because it's like the top rated ride in the park in all of Disney World. It's top rated. Go ride that ride, right? Well, we got there and it was closed. And it was like, oh crap. So we had to wait in line for about an hour for Remy's. And we rode it and it was a lot of fun. And look at the thing. Crap. Guardians is still closed. So it's like, dang it. Because that's a part of the reason why we wanted to go to Epcot was to ride that ride. Epcot was really cool. The Japan area, I spent a lot of time in here just because I really love the style. I think these pictures are awesome. I love the look of it. And it was like, man, I kind of want to just live here. Like I really, really enjoyed that. And we got some, of course they have a shop and multiple restaurants that you have to get a reservation for. We ended up eating in the Italian area. But here's one of the areas. I don't remember which one is this. I can't remember. I can't remember what road that was. But anyway, we walked through all that and it was really cool. That's the closest to Mickey and Minnie that I saw other than them through the window. So, yeah, I think it was. Did it smell like France? Yeah, it definitely did. This was actually kind of cool. This was in the Tomorrowland area. Tomorrowland? I can't remember what area it was. I can't remember anymore. I think no, it wasn't Tomorrowland because that's Magic Kingdom. Yeah, flavors around the world. I tried all of these, and the Beverly over there on the left, gross. Just absolutely gross. Everything else was good to great. My favorite one though was the one on the very end from Moldova, Viva Raspberry. Awesome. Awesome. But they kind of made a big deal about it. I guess when April was looking at stuff to do, Club Cool, you got to go to Club Cool. It was all right. It was kind of neat. Oh, here's a picture of Groot. And then we rode. Here's the thing. So we got out of Remy's. We started making our way to the main Epcot area across from all of the different countries, right? And a bunch of different countries are represented. And Guardians was still closed. We had a lightning pass for Guardians for 11:15. We keep looking. It's still closed. It's like, dang it. We're going to have to, we're going to have to change our plans, because what if it reopens? Then we're going to have to, come back. We were trying to figure it out. So we went to one called Soarin', and it's April wrote down the name. What is it? Soarin' Around the World. And it's basically a 3-tiered thing. So there's like eight chairs, 8 chairs, 8 chairs, and then it lifts up like this, and you're kind of off the ground, and you're basically looking at a big like circular screen, and you're kind of flying. That one was really neat. But the problem was there's 3 sections. So 3 sections with 3 rows. We were on the rightmost section, and I was all the way at the end. So it's one of those images where it gets fisheyed and it gets distorted as you get to the edge. So it was like I had to keep turning like this to try to see the cool part of the image. This part was all like the buildings were all like this, and it's kind of like, that was a really cool ride, but there wasn't anything scary about it. It was just kind of fun, and it feels like you're kind of like flying. And there are things built into the ride to kind of scare you, or like big shock value type things. But it was kind of cool. And we were sitting there like, okay, let's ride this while we're waiting for Guardians. Hopefully Guardians will open up. And as soon as we got off of Soarin', Guardians opened up. So we made our way over there, and and holy crap, Guardians is the ride. I'm just going to tell you that if you plan on riding one ride at Disney World, that's the ride. The Guardians ride it's one of my favorite experiences I've ever had riding roller coaster. It's an indoor roller coaster. It is a roller coaster. Don't even try to watch footage on YouTube, because I watched, like, when we got home, I watched multiple videos and nobody can really capture the feeling of riding that ride. And what's cool is this one's also a bit randomized. You get different songs as part of the mixtape, right? But of course, you walk in, there's so many surprises. Like, as you're basically going into one waiting area, and then you go into a different waiting area, and every time there's something cool to experience and something cool to look at. That's what I think Disney does better than anyone, is they make the waiting experience a little less tedious. Because I'm going to tell you, that first waiting area, there's a surprise that I was like, my jaw dropped, because I don't know how they did it. Now, of course, I could probably look it up, but I don't know how they did it. It fooled me, and it made me go, okay, that was really cool. That was really freaking cool. And then you get on the ride, and the ride is fast and crazy, and I don't even want to say anything else. It is the coolest roller coaster I've ever been on. And wow, it was just an amazing, amazing experience. So I would highly recommend, if you're going to Disney World, go ride the Cosmic, what is it? Cosmic something. What's it called? Cosmic Rewind. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, after that, we ate food. We ate at this place called Via Napoli, which is just an Italian restaurant. April's niece, my niece, wanted Italian, so we ate Italian, and it was great. That was a chicken parmesan. That is a fettuccine alfredo. That's calamari, because April's sister wasn't feeling great. And so that's what she wanted. And I got the Neapolitan pizza, just flat out margarita. And man, it was amazing. It was so good. It was honestly, it was a margarita. It was a perfect margarita. So it didn't blow me away, but it was really good. And then let's see, we made our way over. We went to the aquarium. It was fine. But then we made our way, and Epcot, dude, is really cool looking, man. It's just really cool. Everything just feels cool. But then we got to Magic Kingdom, and I mean, how can you not be blown away by that? It's just like, wow. Now, what I will say about Magic Kingdom is it's definitely more kid focused. And that's why I think Magic Kingdom is might be my least favorite of all the areas. It's just very kiddie. But it's gorgeous and it looks amazing. Here's a cookie that April got. Everything's Mickey shaped. Oh, here's another shot of the hotel. Oops. But yeah, it was just fine. It was just kind of fine. Now, I don't have any pictures. You saw the video. But over in Tomorrowland is the Tron ride. April's sister and niece did not want to ride it. They were all like, basically, I'm done with rides. So me and April rode it. And I'm going to tell you, that ride is awesome. As you're walking up, you're hearing Tron music. And it's getting you pumped up. Or at least got me pumped up. It was actually irritating April because it was very repetitive. Me, I was like, my heart was racing. It was the only time I was really nervous to get on this ride. Because I kept reading things like, this ride starts out fast and it's just nuts. And I'm going to tell you, awesome. It was awesome. You're basically on the light cycle, right? And you're leaning down. I mean, you saw the video. And as you pull this thing down, there's a thing that kind of locks on your back. And so you're in like motorcycle thing. It is intense and awesome. That was really, really, really fun. It's not as fun as Guardians, but it's really, really good. So, highly recommend that one. So let's see. After that, we did Haunted Mansion. That was another one that for some reason, Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean, we knew we wanted to ride them because these are old time. These are kind of like the classic Disney World rides or Disneyland rides. And it was like, I want to ride them just so I can have the experience to say, yeah, I rode those. But Haunted Mansion was closed for a while. And then Pirates of the Caribbean was closed for a while. And they both opened up. And so we went and rode Haunted Mansion. And I got to say, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Haunted Mansion a lot. Like, that one is not a scary ride, not a, whatever. It was just fun and really cool. Like, the way that they did some of that stuff in the old days, really freaking cool. Now, Pirates, on the other hand, I didn't take any pictures of Pirates. I mean, it's definitely showing its age. You're basically on a boat and you're in the water and you're doing this thing and all the animatronic stuff, and it's kind of cheesy, but still, like, this is quaint and kind of fun, and I enjoyed riding it. But it's Haunted Mansion to me, as far as the classic rides, Haunted Mansion is where it's at. Now, that night we went to a hot dog place, and those are mini corn dogs, regular French fries, the same chili cheese fries that we had before. I mean, tasting is exactly the same. And then that hot dog is a pulled pork slaw barbecue sauce hot dog. That thing was badass. Like, really, really good. But like I said, it was great. And then this is what the castle looked like at night. Pretty awesome. And like I said, we didn't stay for the fireworks on that day. So yeah, there you go. Now let me get caught up again. One, not Obi. My bad. Oh, gotcha. Bugs Life used to have one of those 4D shows under the tree of life. Yeah, and that's what Ninjinzu was saying earlier. And the Zootopia ride is there now, and it was super fun. Like really, really fun, and just the 3D was so cool. So Magic Kingdom is getting a new Disney Villains Land behind Frontierland. Well, I don't even know Disney. Is that at Disneyland? The Poltergeist was my first roller coaster. Ratatouille is great. Yeah, that was a really fun ride and super cool the way that everything was so big, and then some of it was just you're watching a big video screen, but then some of it is there's actual like stuff like a big freaking broom and the bristles are like this big around, and it's just cool, man. I just really enjoyed that ride, and like I said, it made me want to watch it again. And then the villains, so the villains one that we watched, that little, I don't know, where you sit down and chill out basically. There was basically music numbers. It was Cruella de Vil, Hook, Captain Hook, and Maleficent. And all three of those, I went, yeah, it kind of makes me want to watch 101 Dalmatians again. 101 Dalmatians used to be my favorite animated movie back when I was a kid. I loved that one so much. And Cruella de Vil was just, I don't know, I loved her. Like, she was so awesome, but I loved the Dalmatians. So anyway, I love that movie. That's a movie that I want to watch, and I never got to see Cruella with Emma Stone. I think Emma Stone's awesome, so I kind of want to watch that movie now. But anyway, and it made me want to watch Peter Pan and freaking Sleeping Beauty again. I never watched the Angelina Jolie Maleficent movies. I know Leon worked on those, by the way, or at least the second one. But I never watched those, but I used to love Sleeping Beauty too. I thought Sleeping Beauty was awesome. That dragon's cool. But anyway, yeah, it just made me realize, wow, I'm a fan of Disney stuff. Like, a real big fan. I didn't realize how much of a fan I was, because Chip and Dale walked by and I teared up, and I was like, I kind of want to hug Chip and Dale, and I didn't, because, you know, they were on their way somewhere and I didn't want to bug them. Anyway, you know, Mr. Dale, sir, can I have your autograph? No. Anyway, Epcot is my favorite park, though it's a lot different from when I was a kid. The front part used to be called Future World, and it was all educational rides like a World's Fair. Yeah, there was still some of that stuff in there, but again, we were on a mission. Like, we basically had a plan. April basically made a plan based on the stuff that she thought that we would like the most. And I gotta say, she planned it so well. So awesome. Holy moly, I would love trying those flavors. It was cool. But it was also like one of those things where it was like, I thought there'd be more. You know, because that was like seriously like a 5-minute thing. Because they give you these little tiny cups. It's not like you can, you know, I don't know. Beverly sucked. Okay. Beverly sucked. Future World was all dark rides. Test Track was the history of transportation. Madison Space, or something Horizons about human ingenuity. Guardians was Universe of Energy. Basically, if you rode Spaceship Earth, that's what all the rides used to be like. Yeah, we didn't ride those because they were rated lower. And actually, there was Haunted Mansion was rated pretty dang high. And April was actually like, she goes, I'm glad we didn't wait that much longer for that one. She goes, I didn't really care for that. And I'm like, really? Because that was really cool. Like, Haunted Mansion was awesome. But we didn't ride any of those. The only one that we rode at Epcot was Guardians. So, there you go. You got pranked to try that? Yeah, it was too bitter. Gross. Magic Kingdom is a very personal thing for me. Let's just say that, thanks to my mother, if you ride Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean, you've kind of met my father. I'm not sure what that means, but I rode both of those and awesome. Far superior rides at Disneyland than Disney World. Really? Okay. All I'll say is if it ever comes up, hey Rob, do you think you'd want to go back to Disney? Yes. The answer is yes. And I want to ride all the things. Because I had so much fun. It was so great. It was so great. Let's see, what else? What else we got here? Hot dog place was probably Casey Jones. Yes. Yes. Named after a classic Disney cartoon short. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. And it was good. It was tasty. Very tasty. I picked up Wall-E for $5 digital 4K on Voodoo Fandango at home earlier today. Yes, it's on sale at iTunes as well. I almost got it and then realized don't I have the 3D of Wall-E? No, I have the Blu-ray of Wall-E, and if I get the 4K, it'll be the Criterion. I'm gonna get the Criterion. Ooh, I just realized I looked at my head, the top of my head. It's still red. Yep, it's still red from I got some sun. I don't know if you noticed. So there you go. Disney's YouTube channel has a documentary about the making and construction of Disneyland. It's really good. Okay. Huge fan of Disney stuff, I won't lie. I loved it. I just, like I said, I loved every minute of it. And like I said, teared up at parts where I'm like, I can't believe I'm like, it's a little nostalgia piece of my heart or something. I don't know what it is, but the Star Wars land kind of destroyed me. I had to stop for a second and just kind of like, okay, compose yourself. You can't walk around going, oh my God. Couldn't do that. It's right around the part where you walk in and the first thing that you see is an A-Wing and an X-Wing from the First Order or the Disney series, or the Disney era. But I had to just compose myself because it was like, okay, you gotta get it together here. You got things to do. So, Disney parks need a Fox area for Die Hard, Predator, Aliens, and more. Yeah, but they'll never do that at Disney. They would need to create a brand new park for the adult stuff because you can't take kids in there, you know? If you build in Nakatomi Plaza, yeah. Did I build a droid? No, Jerry, but April did. April did build a droid. And the whole reason is because I got my R2 over here, so I'm kind of good. I know that's what I would have done. Is just built R2, but this is what she built. So, April built this droid. Is this an R6 droid? Is that the series? Because there's, I'm pretty sure that's an R6 if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I would love to go again. I'll go with you next time, Rob. Hey, bring it. Let's go. She scattered some of his ashes in both rides in spots where the cleaners wouldn't find them. He's now one of the 999 ghosts and has been for over 20 years. Wow, that's cool. But now we just said that on the internet, so that's cool though. Lou, what's up, Lou? Welcome. Family took me to Six Flags Houston as a kid, about as close to Disney World I ever got. Well, look, I'm going to just tell you that if you get the opportunity, I would highly, highly recommend it because Six Flags has got nothing on. They might have more intense rides. In fact, you could probably argue that, yeah, that's true. But there's nothing like the nostalgia of going into a place like Disney World. It was beautiful. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I just loved it. I just loved it. I loved every minute of it. And if it wasn't for my legs hurting because we walked so freaking much, I would have loved to have stayed. What about the blue milk? Or did you mention it? I did. I tried it and I loved it. In fact, it's, it's in it was the thumbnail. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. I think you should visit Disneyland then next. It's a lot smaller, but houses more rides than Magic Kingdom, and California Adventure is actually pretty cool with Cars Land, and Grizzly Peak is great. Okay, Jody B. Well, I mean, definitely. Definitely. Also, you can feel Walt's presence in Disneyland. See, I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah. Planning to get the Criterion of Wall-E too. Criterion doesn't include digital codes. True. True. And Criterion's offerings on iTunes is kind of, it's just movie only, which is kind of a bummer. Disney for me is like Nintendo. They've done stuff I don't like or approve, but I grew up with them and I can never hate them. I know. And no, Jerry, I did not have any character interaction experiences. I mean, we did see, we saw Rey walking around and we saw her talking to a kid. We saw the stormtroopers, kind of harassing people, and that was kind of funny. And then in the other parks, they had, let's see, we saw Donald, we saw, what was it, Russell and Doug? Is that the kid's name in Up? Russell? I'm pretty sure it is. We saw them. Saw Donald Duck with the sombrero on. Saw Goofy. We saw Kevin, the big bird from Up. But we didn't really interact. Chewie was nowhere to be found. Otherwise, I would have been like, I gotta hug him. I gotta hug Chewie. I don't care if I take a picture. I just want to hug Chewie. Chewie was nowhere to be found. That was like my number one thing that I wanted to do. But yeah. Universal is making a kid-friendly amusement park in Frisco. I've heard of that, but I don't know much about it other than that. Heck yeah, I can bring ours over. We got 2 of them and they will all interact with each other. That's cool. That's cool. You'll need to go back. They're retooling some of Galaxy's Edge to be more about the original 6 films. Yeah, I was just talking about that. That's kind of a bummer that in May they're retooling things. But surprised you didn't go to Universal Studios too. Well, again, we had limited time, number 1, and number 2, April's sister and niece had already been to Universal Studios and they were not very impressed with it. So April was like, well, let's just do Disney World and be done. From what they said, it's like they're trying too hard. And also the whole Harry Potter thing. I would have loved to seen the Harry Potter stuff, but yeah, they're anti-Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff. So whatever. We didn't do that. And I mean, I don't know. It probably would have been cool for me to go, but yeah. Didn't go. Six Flags has nothing on Disney, not even close, and I'm a huge Six Flags Over Texas fan. Like you said, the attention to detail and the care taken with the park. Yeah, and like I said, the every interaction that I had with a person working there, whether it's security guards, people at the hotels, I mean, everybody was so nice. Like, it was so perfect. And everybody was there to try to make sure that you were going to have a good day. And it's just, there's something about that, man. You cannot, it's such an important thing. And then again, the attention to detail when it comes to every single area of the park and how everybody's dressed that way and everybody acts like they're I loved it. There was a couple of times when people were picking up trash and I almost was like, I kind of want to tell them thank you. Because it's like, that's the kind of stuff that, man, I guess it's a whole attitude that I just really appreciate. And I'm really impressed with it. Walt Disney had an apartment inside Disneyland. It's above the fire station. Wow. I saw some of them big butts over there in Florida. It's almost like we didn't really spend a whole lot of time. We went to Pensacola and then we went to Disney. And then we went from Disney back to Pensacola, back home. So we didn't spend a whole lot of time in Florida doing stuff. So how pricey is going to see the mouse these days? I'm just going to say, I don't honestly know, but it's up there. April got her bonus and we basically said, we're going to do what we want to do and it's going to cost what it's going to cost. And that was pretty much it. So I don't think we've tallied it up yet, but it's up there. It's gonna be up there. But honestly, I loved it. I loved it so much that, and she did too. She came away. I was actually really worried. She didn't seem very happy Sunday night, and it was kind of bumming all of us out. And it was like, oh man. And then Monday she woke up and it was like, let's have fun, and we did. We all had fun. So Six Flags are just huge, expensive carnivals. Disney isn't just the rides, it's the experience. You're meant to forget everything beyond the gates and be enveloped by a real-life fantasy world. Yep. And I love that. I think it's amazing. Are they Slytherin? I would have gone to Wizarding World and Nintendo Land. Universal is great if you love movies. Yeah, I know. I think they would have been, I think it would have been a lot of fun, but again, it wasn't just me on this trip. So that being said, I think redoing so many rides to be themed after movies has detracted from that a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. Yeah. All right, let's finish this up. There's not that much left. This is basically the safari thing that we did. So we woke up, we got out there. There was a cinnamon roll shaped like Mickey Mouse again. But then we saw, let's see, those turtles were on the way. We didn't see them the first time that we walked into the Zootopia ride, but they were there this time. We took a picture of the turtles. And then we're on our safari thing. Now, the safari thing is basically you're hiking. You put on this harness, and they're basically taking you behind the scenes of all of the different areas in the animal kingdom. Amazing. Okay. Amazing. I loved it. So look at how close, I mean, of course the 8x zoom kind of does some things here, but man, we were so close to all the animals. So close. It was awesome. It was so cool. So we're basically on this ledge, and we have a harness that's built on a railing system. And so you're basically there, and it's basically there to just say, okay, don't get past this point. There was a ledge, and they're feeding the hippos. It was awesome. And then there are some, vultures, and somebody's nose apparently. Why is there a nose in my picture? But anyway, there it is. And then alligators. Because we had to cross this. So it's kind of cool because you're on the harness thing. There's a thing up top. And yep, each of us had to cross this rickety, rocky bridge over crocodiles and hippos. And alligators. It was awesome. Okay. I was having such a good time. These are just pictures. Those are pictures that the people running the safari thing took. But yeah, so I'm hooked to that line. And I was basically running across it. I wanted to stop and turn around at April and jump up and down and do the whole line from, I know this is stupid. This is stupid. Jumping up and down and saying, look, strong wood, Temple of Doom. You remember that? And then he burst through. Anyway, yeah, it was awesome. It was really freaking cool. It was really cool. And yeah, that was what was underneath. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. And this was after we were done, because we did all kinds of things, elephants, all the things. I wasn't going to bore you with all the animal pictures, but, because it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's a giraffe. I've seen a giraffe before. It's different when you're there. But anyway, we went through the whole thing. It was amazing. It was so much fun. And it really felt intimate with the animals, if that makes sense. Not that way. Not in a creepy way. But it was just like, it was awesome. Okay. It was really, really cool to see all the animals up close. It was really neat. And then at the end, they give you this. This is your lunch. And I'm going to tell you, this lunch was awesome. Everybody at the table, except for me, hated it. I loved everything in here. We had pickles, olives, pita bread. You can see the pita bread there. That hummus was badass. I've never had a hummus that good. Little mozzarella cubes and prosciutto. And then over on the right-hand side, you've got it's like some sort of chipotle shrimp with pickled vegetables underneath. You got a little fruit medley, like passion fruit and all kinds of stuff. It was great. Watermelon. And then those are little chicken sandwiches in wrap. Dude, I was in heaven. I was like, dude, this is awesome. I love everything in here. And they were all giving me their food. So yeah, I ate well on that day. And then let's see, what's this? Oh, on the way out, we saw a cheetah. That was kind of cool. And then April got a zebra stripe Mickey Mouse cookie. And then that was it. And that night we were back in Pensacola, basically almost the exact same room. So yeah, that was the view when we got back. So there you go. Helton in Pensacola. And that's all the pictures. So there you go. We're done. But man, I'm going to tell you, like I said, amazing trip. So much fun. I loved it. I loved everything about it. It was so great. So yeah, there you go. I think, let's see. Your next trip to Universal? I mean, maybe. I'll have to look into it and see if it's worth trying to talk her into it, you know? Were you prepared to meet Kali in hell? Yeah, I was. It was great. I know it's crass to say because they're both awesome. Disney built Hollywood Studios to take money from Universal Studios and Animal Kingdom to steal business from Busch Gardens in Tampa. I mean, you're right. You're probably right, but damn, it's good. But also, if you really think back though, Walt Disney has always been about animals and about like preservation and stuff like that. I am so impressed with all of the work that they do behind the scenes. It's really, really cool. And to basically make them feel like they're at home, you know, like where they're supposed to be. It's great. I really, really enjoyed that. But anyway, I get what you're saying though. What's up, Filbert? Good. You're literally at Disney World right now? Hollywood Studios tomorrow? Okay, Hollywood Studios. Did you go? Okay, wait. Is this your first time going? Is this your first time? Because if it is, make sure you go to Epcot and make sure you ride the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That is my favorite ride of the entire trip. I loved you've been a lot. Okay. Yeah. Dude, Cosmic Rewind is the bee's knees, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome. It's the best ride. Wow, Rob just gave you real life spoilers. It's not spoilers. Do the thing, man. And oh, the 50s Primetime Diner. Good food. Good food there. If you stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, they have Savannah view rooms where you can step out on your balcony and see giraffes and zebras and stuff. That's what we did. That's what we had. April has more pictures of all that stuff, but it's also kind of like, I honestly think that if you're going to stay at Animal Kingdom, you don't need to get those rooms, because all it is, it's very simple to go downstairs, go out to the little thing, and you can see them. You know, you're not in your room that much. So I don't think I honestly think that, and I think April would agree with this, it's the expenditure that we didn't need to make. We didn't need to get a room with that in mind. It didn't matter. Because again, you could just go outside and look at them. So Epcot Monday and Magic today. Nice, Filbert. I would love to hear like what your experience is, because man, I had so much fun. We have reservations of that dinner tomorrow. Dude, the meatloaf is amazing. The fried chicken was great too. So yeah, there you go. That's our Disney thing. Got a droid, got some lightsabers. Again, trying to, I don't know, man. The lightsaber I want is kind of expensive. but I kind of also kind of want it like bad. So I don't know. I might have to pull the trigger on it because I'm crazy and I want it. By the way, if you've seen this in the chat, again, I'm not saying that you need to give money or whatever, but if you do feel like, donating to, for the brain tumor, the fight against brain tumors, they did the walk. Again, the walk was the Saturday that I left for Disney World, so I was not able to go. I'm really bummed that I wasn't able to go, but at the same time, we'd been planning this vacation for like 6 months, 5-6 months. So it's kind of hard to miss out on that. But there's a link there, and it's in Nightbot has been posting it all night. Thank you, Nightbot. I know you were missing me last week. And I know it hurts your feelings when I talk about, the Star Wars droids and how great they are. And I don't ever mention you, and I apologize for that. Are you crying? Seriously? You're crying right now? Nightbot is crying, everybody. Nightbot, it's okay. We all appreciate all the hard work, and you remember all of those codes and all the things. I appreciate it. Anyway, that's great. You had a fun time. I really did. I'm trying to think, because it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to rank your vacations and rank the best places or whatever, but man, I really had a good time. It was so much fun. And like I said, we didn't really eat that crazy stuff like that, but man, it was just really good. I just had a good time. So, first off, I don't know if Justin is here. Justin, if you're here, just, type P in the chat. But he had been bugging me to watch a movie. And before we went on the vacation, I did watch it. It's hello, I am Justin. Hello, Justin. Hello. I watched Bugonia. And I'm just going to tell you. That movie's great. That movie's really great. I really enjoyed that movie. I don't really want to say anything else other than Emma Stone, amazing. Jesse Plemons, amazing. And I don't know who his cousin was played by, but amazing. I really enjoyed that movie. Like, fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, give it a shot. It's really good. It's really well done. And it's just good. Didn't like the third act though. Yeah, see, that's where I was like I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed the whole thing. So I'm glad that Justin kept bugging me, and I'm glad that I went ahead and I just said, screw it. I don't have Peacock, but I'm just going to rent it and watch it. And it was good. I haven't watched anything else. I mean, I have caught up on The Boys and Daredevil, but I haven't started watching For All Mankind yet. I hear For All Mankind has been great for this season. I feel like there's something else that I haven't been watching, but I haven't watched any other movies or anything. So okay. So Seventh said Universal is like Disney, but with no soul. The only exception is the ET ride, which has been there since it opened, and Spielberg oversaw the whole thing. And then Shozama said, I would say that's false, but each their own opinion. Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, I will say that that's what April's sister said. She said, once you've been to Disney, it's kind of like, it's almost like they're trying too hard, and it doesn't get there. That being said, I still would love to do the universe. I mean, pretty much, dude, if there's if there's movie stuff involved in it, I don't care what the movie is. I want to see it. I want to see it. Like I want to see the Jaws ride. I want to see the Back to the Future ride. I want to see, I mean, all the rides, all the things. If it's movie related, I want to see it. I want to see the ET ride. I want to see all the things. So, but again, it wasn't just me. You had two people in there in that car that had been there and wasn't impressed. And then you have my wife who, and both me and my wife have never been. They said, "Nah." So we were like, okay, well, let's do something we all are going to enjoy. And we did. We did something we all enjoyed, and we all had a great time. So there you go. Disney is walking through Americana. Everyone is walking through Americana. Is that what you meant? Everyone should experience it at least once as a rite of passage, which is why the modern pricing is so disheartening. Walt would not be pleased. I mean, that's probably true. That's probably true. It is not cheap. And the way that they do, I can completely, absolutely understand where you feel like you start getting nickeled and dimed with the lightning passes and all that kind of stuff. I get that. And then sometimes, like in some areas or in some parks, if you buy a lightning pass, you can do 3 at a time. And then once you're done with one, you can set up another one. But then sometimes the lightning pass is only good for that one ride. And so it's almost like a premium price. And I get it. I totally get it. And yeah, you can wait in the lines. But man, I'm going to tell you, because April had set all this stuff up with the lightning passes and stuff, dude, we were like walking up to rides and just getting on. It was awesome. And again, it was her birthday and she was going to get what she wanted. So that's the way we did it. But it was awesome. The best way to review it, just jump in. It's a good time. I loved it, Justin. I really did. I don't know if I need to watch that one again, but I really enjoyed it. Because I feel like part of that movie, I mean, I guess you could say this about every movie where, it's the surprises that are good, but man, their performances were fantastic. So maybe it would be worth getting the 4K or whatever, but that's the thing. I've talked about this before. Recent movie releases, it feels like you're not getting your money's worth because all you get typically is the movie. You're lucky if you get a commentary, but most of the time you don't even get that. And then all of the featurettes and all the making of stuff is very surface level, basic, and everybody's happy and everything went perfect. I like it when it's 15, 20, 25 years later and everybody's complaining about everything that went wrong. There's people that are like, I cannot believe that this movie, like when we were making it, we didn't know that it would be this lasting success. But man, did we have a hard time with this and we have a hard time with that. I love that kind of retrospective stuff. That's what I love. It's this surface level, oh yeah, I loved working with them. You know what I mean? I don't know. If you want a good example of what I'm talking about, of what I like in a special feature, watch Dangerous Days, the documentary about the making of Blade Runner, directed by Charles de Lauzirika. I think it's on YouTube. It is fantastic because you get to hear all the stories about all the things that went wrong, and even it doesn't go all the way. If you really want to go all the way with Blade Runner, you got to read that Future Noir by that dude, Paul Salmon. I have that book down there. Insane. And I loved it. I love that kind of stuff. But this, I don't know. It's So if I bug you about a movie, it will jump the list. Well, that one was one that I already wanted to see. You know what I mean? And just like you bugged me about Lupin the Third. Finally watched that and I loved it. I thought it was great. But it's like there are movies that if it's already on my list and somebody says, hey, you should watch that. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's on my list. And I just happened to be in a situation where April wasn't here. I didn't know what I was going to be in for Begonia. See, that's the thing. If April's back there working and And she comes in and I'm watching some movie, and especially like lately it seems like every time I watch a movie, it's got one scene of nudity, and that's when she decides to come in here to get some water or something. And it's like, well, crap. Now it looks like I'm just sitting here watching nudie stuff. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I didn't know what I was in for, and I said, you know what, I got some time, let's watch it. That's what happened. You know what I mean? And Shozama, let's be honest. You don't really have to bug me. You've got a ton of credit, sir, because you had Out of the Past, you had Lupin the Third. You got me. You basically, I mean, almost. It's not all you, but you almost single-handedly got me into the noir movies. So you can take your victory lap, whenever you want. You don't have to convince me anymore. So do it. Go to Universal. Well, a channel trip to Universal. Look, I'd do it. I would totally do it. But I don't have money by myself. See, I get to go to Disney because she wanted to go to Disney. I bring in like 1% of our income, so I do what the lady wants to do, and I'm very lucky. And like I said, if I do end up getting another lightsaber, it'll be because my dad gave me a very healthy birthday gift, 50th birthday gift. So. They tore down the Back to the Future ride decades ago. I think they got rid of Jaws too. You know what's cheaper than Lightning Pass? Rent a scooter. You'll go to the front of the line on everything because they'll assume you're disabled. I gotta be honest. Wednesday afternoon, I was kind of hoping I was kind of wishing I had a scooter. But yeah, it's kind of hard for me to do that. Knowing, and again, you're not really taking another scooter out of somebody's hands because guess what? You rent them. But I don't know. Sprained my ankle day one of my last trip there. They gave me a scooter to ride around with our whole stay, front of the line for my whole family. I know it. My bug you pick. Get the Marx Brothers Silver Screen Collection. That's 5 movies. What's your other bug? Or is it the Universal or that? Rob doesn't even want to watch my recommended movies. I've still got them on the list. But it's like, again, if they're already on my watch list, they do get a little better of a thing. Like Begonia was on my list. Like, if nobody had said anything about Begonia, it was like, hey, have you seen it? Have you seen it yet? No, I haven't. And then they're like, well, crap, man, you got to watch it. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's on my list. When you recommend, like Lupin the Third was one of those that the only reason is because I'd seen you mention, people mentioned, a couple of people, not just Shozama, mentioned it a couple of times. And then I saw it go on sale and I'm like, okay. I suggested Barbie as Rapunzel and you ignored. I see how it is. I don't even know what that is. Barbie as Rapunzel? Yeah, it's all Justin. I just listen to Justin now. All right, let's get into some news. Okay, first, CinemaCon. Look, if there's anything from the last week of CinemaCon that you guys want to suggest or you want to talk about, bring it up. Because there were 4 days of announcements and different movies. I'm going to bring up stuff that I think is interesting, but feel free, okay? If there's anything, yeah, bring it up. But there's just little news things that got put out in the last few days that I do want to discuss. And basically just talk at you for a second, okay? I bet you I mentioned Lupin the Third a few times. Yeah, see, Vinny? Yeah. And Vinny, did I say hi to you? I don't think I did. But welcome, Vinny. It's good to see you. We've been talking about Disney World. It was fun. And on top of that, if I can find them. Those are coming out of my crotch. No. And like I said, they don't really interact. But like I said, I kind of want a replica that you can actually duel with. Anyway, I'm excited for Evil Dead Burn based on that teaser. Yeah, I'm not a big horror guy. I've heard that too though. I've heard that was a really big one at CinemaCon, that it really made a big splash. Oh, by the way, I had been debating on whether or not to go see a movie this weekend for the channel. I didn't want to go see it. It was Michael. And I'm like, is this movie going to be so big that if I don't talk about it, it's going to be a big deal? I don't really want to go see it. I don't care. Like, I like Michael Jackson. I do. But I don't care. I don't like biopic. I'm not a big biopic guy. And then the reviews came out. And I think, well, as of this afternoon, it was 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. So apparently it's not very good. So I'm like, oh, good. I don't have to go see it, because I got other things to do and other things that I care about. So another review will happen on Thursday. And then I'm pretty sure next week is completely open. So if this guy was even here, which he's not, I haven't seen him all night, but that guy has been requesting a video from me. I might just do it next week. So there you go. But first up, I do want to talk about this because, I mean, it's interesting to me. I don't know if you guys care. But yeah, Tim Cook is stepping down as Apple CEO. That's insane. Because the entire time that I worked with Apple, not for Apple really, but with Apple, Tim Cook was the man. And the whole reason that I wanted to work with Apple is because I was a Steve Jobs fan, like a big time Steve Jobs fan. Read his book and all that kind of stuff. I know there are criticisms or whatever, but man, Steve Jobs was awesome. I really, really enjoyed him. And Tim Cook, I mean, made this company huge, like absolutely huge. So the fact that he's stepping down is kind of a shock to me. And John Turnus, who has been doing a lot of the Apple announcements, he's been heavily featured when it comes to the hardware stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see, are they going to be taking more risks? Are there going to be some like crazy products? I don't know. An Apple hovercraft? Let's do it. Let's do it. But I'm interested in that. I also want to bring this up for the collectors out there, especially if you're into Lego. They did announce, or well, actually, I think it's been leaked. I don't think this is official yet, but there's Minas Tirith, $650. It doesn't, these images do not show how many pieces it is, but it's an F ton. Again, where the hell am I going to put this? I got to figure it out because I want it. $650 comes out June 1st, apparently. It was kind of funny because there was a lot of Disney news while I was at Disney World. So this whole thing, on Thursday, I believe it was Thursday, when they did their CinemaCon presentation, that they said, hey, we're coming out with this new certification for theaters just in time for Avengers Doomsday, and that is Infinity Vision. This Infinity Vision thing is basically, hey, since we're not going to have, because Dune 3 has all of the IMAX screens for 3 weeks starting on December 18th, we got to come up with a way to basically ensure that people know that, hey, you can go watch it in another theater and it'll be good. So they came up with this. It's basic to me. It's not entirely BS, but it's one of those things where it's like, guys, I think we get, I don't know. It's basically a certification. It's kind of like THX back in the day, where to be THX certified, you had to have, such and such projector at such and such light, at lumens and all that kind of stuff. So it's basically a certification for theaters, but it doesn't really mean that it's a new format. It's not a new format. It's basically a way to kind of get over the fact that Dune has IMAX exclusivity for 3 weeks starting on December 18th. So there you go. I just thought it was interesting, and I thought I'd bring it up and just say, hey, it's not that big of a deal. And plus, Dune 3 was shot with IMAX cameras. I don't think Avengers Doomsday was. So what does it matter? Anyway, I wanted to bring this up. Starting May 13th, for 1 week, you can see Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick in theaters. A 1 week only theatrical event. So there you go. If you're interested, that's a thing. I think that's kind of neat. And I love it when they do stuff like this. So, to be able to see the first Top Gun in the theater again, I'm kind of tempted. Because I did see it in the theater back in its release in 1986, and it was awesome, and I kind of want to see it. So, I don't know. We'll see. I may go, I may not. This just depends on what's going on. I did want to bring this up as well. Your first look at Coyote versus Acme. If you remember, last year, Warner Brothers basically said, we're not releasing this in theaters, even though there were supposedly test screenings that were like really, really, really well done, like really, really good. I don't know. But they said that we're not going to release it, and they ended up selling it to a smaller company that is going to release this theatrically. Coyote versus Acme. The official teaser trailer goes live tomorrow. So that's a thing. If you're interested, I am interested to see what it's going to look like. I mean, it's basically, I don't know. To me, it feels like a little bit like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit type thing. You've got real life stuff. You've got Will Forte and John Cena and stuff like that. But then you've got Wile E. Coyote and stuff. Anyway. And then also the final thing that I wanted to say was about this. Elden Ring, directed by Alex Garland. It's funny because he said, I want to take a step back from directing. And now he's directing Elden Ring. So anyway, you do have a cast. And this is going to be, apparently, this is from A24. A24 is known for smaller films, but this is going to be the most expensive film ever when it comes to A24. And here's your cast. I know Ben Whishaw. I know Kaylee Spaney. I know Tom Burke. I don't know. I know who Sonoya Mizuno is, but I've never. I mean, I've seen her in things, but that's it. Jonathan Pryce, of course. Nick Offerman, of course. Peter Serafinowicz, voice of Darth Maul, but also Tim in Shaun of the Dead. He was also in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's been in a lot of things. He's one of those guys that if you saw him, you'd go, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. So anyway, Elden Ring. Yeah. Filmed for IMAX, released on March 3rd, 2028. There's your cast. It's filming soon. So there you go. That is the news. So there you go. There you go. Ask your wife to come in and battle you right now. I can't. Number one, she wouldn't do it. She doesn't like being on camera. Number two, these are not battle ready. They don't even interact. When you hit them, they don't do anything. And it's just, yeah, she doesn't want to break hers. So, and then Stop Falk said, Evil Dead Burn looks nice. Yeah. How about comedy horror? Ash versus Evil Dead is so good. There's some that I like, but for the most part, straight up horror. It seems like lately horror seems to be, very hit or miss for me, but there's that subsection of horror like oh god, I just went blank on the name. I can see the freaking anyway, the sort of the we're going to try to take everything to the extreme and just be gross, and I don't like that. I've never been a big fan of that kind of. I don't like slasher horror. Terrifier. Isn't it Terrifier? Yeah, I don't even like the idea of those. And it's just like I hear things like, "Oh, it's just nasty." Like it's just being nasty and mean-spirited. I don't like that crap, you know? So it's just not my thing. So, there you go. You have to debate to watch a movie. Wow. What? I heard it's atrocious. Oh, Michael? Yeah. I like some Michael Jackson songs, but I don't care to watch a biopic. Yeah, I get it. That's to me, it's not even that. It's just that I just don't like I look at it and I go, wow, that's impressive. But it's just not for me, you know? So the idea that I was kind of almost feeling pressured because there was so much talk of it being such a big movie. And I was like, well, I mean, I probably should talk about it. But now I don't care. So there you go. Some of those musician biopics, they all follow the same formula, Elvis being the exception because of Luhrmann. That being said, some say Michael's reviews are inaccurate due to the well, that's the thing though. This basically what it sounds like is the movie is just really thin. From what I read and from what I heard is that the movie is just it's like when they're showing off sort of like the musical ability of Michael Jackson and they're showing, oh, here's him doing the Billie Jean in the moonwalk, first moonwalk, right? Here's him doing this sequence or whatever and it's this song. All that stuff is great. It's what's in between is just really thin and very like not like it doesn't live up to what Michael Jackson deserves is what a lot of people have said. So, and I mean, if there's the part of it too is that a lot of the controversy stuff, the estate said, yeah, you can't talk about that. So they had to re-edit the movie, which basically makes it sound like it's just a mess now. And I just don't care. So, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter to me because I've never really cared to watch the movie in the first place. You know what I mean? Review a better movie produced from Motown founder Berry Gordy, The Last Dragon. I've seen it, and that's not great. if it's The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy, yeah, not great. I get it. I understand the cult following, all that stuff. I get it. Nah. Maybe I should watch Top Gun. The guy do be super hot and Lady Gaga music in the newer one. I mean, sure. I mean, watch the movie because it's good. There's hot guys in a lot of things, you know? And Lady Gaga, you can just listen to the song. I don't know. Am I the only one who's kind of done with superhero movies? It's all the same song and dance with different characters. Lou, here's the thing, man. I totally understand. Seriously, I totally get it. It's one of those things that I hear people say and I go, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. For me though, I'm such a comic book fan. I've been a comic book fan ever since basically Batman 89 came out and started reading comics. And now that I've read so many different kinds of comics and so many different whether it's superhero or not, you know, just different kinds of comics. I love superheroes. And it's kind of like it's almost like Star Wars. Where really a lot of the basic story, I mean like Andor is a different thing, but most Star Wars, it's pretty much more of the same. I'm kind of a sucker for it. Avengers Doomsday, I am totally down. Totally down. In fact, Doomsday, so Dune and Avengers Doomsday coming out the same day. Holy crap, what a day. Holy crap, what a day. I'm so excited. I mean, I love it. I love that stuff. Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. In fact, one of the shirts that I got, one of the new shirts, I mean, of course, here's my new Voyager shirt, right? Because this launched a year after I was born. And guess what? They're still receiving stuff from Voyager way out in deep space. That's freaking awesome. I love it. Anyway, yeah, I love that stuff. I just love it. I understand when people say that they're tired of it, but I'm looking forward to Supergirl. I'm looking forward to Clayface, all the DC stuff. I'm down. I'm down for all that. So, Space Jam? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Johnny. But that's, most of the time, I don't know what anybody's talking about. I'm just trying to make sense of it. Because y'all are talking about stuff that I talked about 10 minutes ago and I've already forgotten. Because my brain just all the stuff leaves. What about that Zelda image leak? It's not worth talking about. Because number one, I think there's a part of me that looks at that and I go, okay, here's the thing. Let's think about this critically. If you haven't seen it, it's an image of supposedly Link. And what I mean is it's not the actor that they cast. It's basically an image of Link that looks like it's somewhere around the Twilight Princess era. And then a code word instead of Legend of Zelda. The Triforce is on it. And then it says directed by the dude. And that doesn't make sense to put on a clacker. Doesn't make sense to have all that on a clacker thing. Number one. Number two, it's not the actor. It's just not the actor. So who knows if that's even from the movie. Now, if they're saying, hey, we're going for that look when he's all in his getup, cool. But that's not enough to go on. Honestly, okay, here's the thing. You have to know this about me. Breath of the Wild is my favorite video game of all time. Like, there is no video game that's better, in my opinion. Of course. Do I like Link to the Past? Of course I do. Do I like Tears of the Kingdom? Of course I do. Do I like Super Metroid? Yes. Do I like other games? Of course I do. But to me, Breath of the Wild is my favorite game ever. So I am really looking forward to this movie because it looks like they're going the Breath of the Wild era. You know what I mean? If you look at the Zelda image, it kind of looks like Breath of the Wild era. I'm super pumped. But the movie, to me, it's like, it's weird. I don't want to even think about the movie until I see a trailer. And even then, I don't even need to see the trailer because I'm there day one. So when I see an image like that and I go, number one, that could be fake. It could be AI. But it also just doesn't make sense. Why would you have all of that crap on there? A code name for the movie, but Link standing there with the Triforce. That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. Anyway. Evil Dead Burn is supposed to be an action horror, apparently. Action horror? Okay. Well, I mean, I haven't seen the trailer. I haven't seen any of the Evil Dead stuff in a long time. I think Army of Darkness is the last Evil Dead thing I saw. So they took it in a more serious direction in the last one or two. I don't even know. I just don't pay attention to it because it's just not my thing. Like you guys are talking about Evil Dead. I'm pumped about, Supergirl and Spider-Man because apparently I'm 12 or something. I don't know. Terrifier is horror comedy, but it's something you experience with friends as a shared endurance experience. See, that to me is not fun. That doesn't that is, I'm all for it. I'm all for however you guys want to experience the movies. That is not something that sounds like fun to me. That just sounds You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of back when I was probably pre-20s. So probably 18, 19, right? And my friend said, "Hey, we're going to Ponchos." Anybody remember Ponchos? All you can eat Mexican food. And food is a loosely used word. It's barely edible food. Okay? Not great food. Okay? Not a great Mexican food experience. All right? This is like, I feel like I might poop my pants while I'm sitting here. It's not great. You get the bubble guts almost immediately eating a Ponchos. Okay? We sat there and we ate and we ate and we ate. And it was like, oh man, get another one. Oh, okay. Eat, eat, eat. Then we're all like, oh my God, I feel terrible. And one of my friends grabs the honey bottle and smacks it down in the middle of the table. He said, we're finishing all that honey. And I said, I'm out. And those two guys who I was with, they ate so many sopapillas it made them sick. Like, that doesn't seem like fun to me. And I was also not into binge drinking. I was not into any of that stuff. So it's like, that's what that sounds like to me. And it just sounds like, that doesn't sound like fun. So, Justin, Moonwalker is an amazing movie. That's great. I loved it. I watched it a lot. Good. Very good. Glenn Harris said, it sounds biased and one-sided since his family helped make it. Also, Janet Jackson said she doesn't want any part of it, so she doesn't exist in the movie. How about that Top Gun 3? I mean, the only big thing that they said about Top Gun 3 is, hey, we're making Top Gun 3. And Kaczynski's not coming back. So that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting if Tom Cruise gets Christopher McQuarrie to direct. But we'll see. Hollywood has completely given up making edgy comedy movies like Hangover, Superbad, Tropic Thunder. That's true, Lou. And I think part of that is just I think it's the writers, honestly. I think the writers are so afraid of offending people that they're just not taking the chances right now. The chances being taken right now are starting to show up over in stand-up comedy again. You know, of course, people like Bill Burr leading the way, people like Ricky Gervais, you know what I mean? Dave Chappelle, even Louis C.K., I guess to an extent, Chris Rock. They're pushing the limit now again. It seemed like for a while everybody was pulling back from anything that could possibly be whatever. But to me, that is what comedy is. Comedy is about finding that line and taking a tiptoe over it. You know what I mean? And hopefully making you think a little bit when that happens. I love that, but I don't know. We'll see. But see, like, okay, you named 3 movies. Hangover, Superbad, Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder is the only one of those I like. I like moments of Hangover. I like moments of Superbad. But for the most part, I'm not a comedy guy. Because I did a comedy podcast for a while. And ever since I did that podcast, we saw the line. And we jumped over it by hundreds of miles. Like this was back in the day when nobody cared what you said. So when I watch comedies now, they're so, even in the mid 2000s, 2010s, they're all so bland and just not funny. The only ones that really got me were the really silly ones, like Pineapple Express. I love that movie. But for the most part, most comedies just don't work for me, which is kind of a bummer, I guess. How am I supposed to know if the movie's good if I haven't watched it? Just watch it. KP Senti, watch those movies. Both of those are really good movies. Watch them. You'll enjoy them. Third act of Michael had to be reshot because it ended with Neverland being raided, but found out there was a legal case from the original family that accused him, not his estate, according to insiders. Original father who accused him ended up self-deleting the kid, who's now an adult, doesn't want the case getting any more publicity. I just don't care. Like that's a movie, honestly, that I wouldn't have wanted to watch anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just not, and I don't care about drama. Drama's never really like been a thing for me. So I don't know. Spaceballs, the new one. Yes, that is coming. And that is exciting. And I really enjoyed the first one. That's a movie that I like. I like spoof movies. But Scary Movie has never been one that I like that much. I don't know. Are you down for the re-release of T2 in theaters? Possibly. It all depends on timing, though. There's so many re-releases happening, and I've got a wedding this weekend. There's some other, see, that's the thing, is there's some other stuff coming in. I can't remember. I need to look at what I've agreed to. But yeah, it all depends on timing. But see, like the first time I saw Terminator 2 was on VHS. I think it'd be cool to see it in theaters, but I'm not going to be, that's a movie that I know almost by heart, and it's kind of weird. But then again, I saw Alien in the theater for the first time, a couple of years ago, whenever I did, and was blown away by how much stuff I'd never seen before. So maybe I should see it. I don't know. Oh, Space Jam. Yes, Johnny. Thank you. Yes. I completely forgot that I was talking about the Coyote versus Acme. I offered to direct the Rob the Idiot biopic. Oh my God, what a boring movie. Filbert, go for it. If you want, go for it. Captain EO. See, Captain EO, I didn't really care for. Speed Racer starts playing this Friday in my theater near me. Lucky you, nowhere around me is showing it. I was so bummed. Fight Club and Ferris Bueller's Day Off and showing my movie. Oh, that's interesting. I saw Fight Club in the theater, I believe. Yes, I saw Fight Club in the theater. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I did not. I was too young. My parents would not have wanted to, it's a PG-13 or whatever. And I was probably, 10? 9? However old I was, I can't remember. 86, right? Was that 86? Probably, right? Evil Dead 2013 and Evil Dead Rise were more what the original movie tried to be with its low budget. Gotcha. Yeah, see, I don't know. The thing is, though, if I hear enough about it, like even Terrifier, I was like, I probably should watch this. But when I heard, the more I heard, the more I was like, yeah, that sounds awful to me. It's not my kind of thing. Terrifier is kind of like the torture porn craze Eli Roth and Saw kicked off in the early 2000s, but so over the top it becomes comedic, almost satire. Yeah, I never liked those either. So yeah, that sounds not good to me. I mean, look, again, nothing against it. And there's plenty of people that just love that stuff and they really dig it and they think it's funny. I just don't think that's funny. I don't enjoy that. I don't know. A buffet that serves horse meat. I want to see Super Troopers 3 with my friends. I saw the earlier ones with them. Yeah, see, that's another one where I watched it and I'm like, I mean, moments are funny, but for the most part, I was like, I don't know. I feel like sopapillas are overrated, but I'm biased toward Mexican food anyways. Well, here's the thing though. Honestly, the only thing at Poncho's that was worth eating, that was like tasty, were the sopapillas. Everything else, man, you flip a coin, you might get a really bad tamale or a really bad taquito, or some of that stuff was just gross. Again, almost instant bubble guts. Not fun. Some themes I'm always down to watch and have fun. New Alien movie with xenomorphs. I know it won't be probably good or near the first two, but I'll enjoy. Same goes with Jurassic Park. I mean, that's why I went and saw Jurassic Park this summer and was like, well, there was a couple good scenes though. You know what I mean? That's basically what that was. It was like, there was a couple of good ones. And sorry, I just peaked probably. But yeah, there were a couple of good scenes in that, but not a great movie. Not a great movie. But see, like Alien, dude, bring on all the Alien movies. Bring them on. I love them. The new ones aren't good, but I still get a kick out of them, and we'll see them at least once. Any new movie gets I just snagged Ben-Hur on 4K. I already have that one. There was a 3 for 33 sale that was going on last week while I was at Disney World. And there were a couple where I'm like, ooh, I want that. I want that. I want that. I'm going to get it. But then I'm like, I don't want to order it now because it'll come tomorrow and I'm not home and that'll suck. It'll be sitting on my porch for weeks or for a week and no one, you know what I mean? It's like, I was like, okay, I'm going to wait until like Thursday or Friday. So hopefully I can be home for them. And by the time I got to that point, they were already sold out and off the 3 for 33. So I didn't end up getting anything on that sale. But no, I didn't get anything this week except for lightsabers and a droid and a bunch of experiences from Disney World. And that's okay. It was awesome. So there you go. Yeah, watch the freaking movies right now, KP Senti. You were flaming me for only going to watch the movies because it had a hot guy. I wasn't flaming you. What I'm saying is there are plenty of movies with hot guys. You know, if that's all you're watching it for, then okay. But those are actually good movies. That was my point. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick are fun. Really fun. They're fun movies. Pineapple Express is a gem, comedy great, but even the action scenes are top notch. I love that movie. And I know Franco has had his problems and all that stuff, and I get it. I understand it. But man, that movie I just think it's so dumb. That's what I like about it it's how dumb it is. How stupid they are, but in a fun, smart way. It's almost like if Dumb and Dumber, like if they were stupid they were already stupid, but if they were weed guys. That's basically what Pineapple Express was to me. And that's why I loved it so much. But that's just me. Studio has some edgy comedy. I believe Curb Your Enthusiasm pushed it also. Yeah, but even Curb Your Enthusiasm was a while back. Not in this current era. I haven't seen all of the studio. I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes and then got distracted because I'm a squirrel, apparently. Or Doug from Up. Squirrel. So yeah, I need to finish that. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed those first 2 or 3 episodes. See, you think my fast movies aren't good? Terrifier has pretty much no story and just gory kills for the gore. Yeah, see, to me, it's all about story and character. I need to turn on the fan, actually. It's getting kind of warm in here. And it's almost 10. Honestly, guys, I'm just going to say, I cannot believe we got all the way through Disney and all the way through the news, and we're literally almost completely caught up. Either you guys aren't talking, or I'm an awesome streamer. It's probably that, you guys aren't talking as much. But I appreciate you guys. I seriously, each and every one of you, I'm going to say that now before we end the stream. Thank you so much for being here and showing up and just chilling. I really do appreciate it. It's one of my favorite things I get to do every week. Is to come on here and share my passion for like the news, the entertainment news that I'm excited about or whatever. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, but I'll go back to what Staffaux was saying. It's really, to me, that's what it's all about. It's all about story and character. And if sometimes every now and then there'll be a movie that is not about story and character. Like, for example, The Martian. The Martian is one of those movies, if you really think about it, it's almost all plot. That's really what it is. It's not a lot of plot. Like, what change, other than, just being a badass, does Matt Damon actually go through? It's a survival story, but it's mostly just plot. But that movie works. And every now and then there'll be a movie where it's not about, okay, Days of Heaven. That is right? Isn't that what it's called? Days of Heaven. It's mostly about the feeling And sometimes that works. Sometimes that's enough. I would even argue that some of Ridley's movies are like that, where it's more about the vibe and not about the story being told. It's like, I just want to give you this vibe. And I think sometimes that's fine. But Terrifier, it just doesn't seem like my thing. So, I don't know. I thought hurricane season was over. That's one of my favorite, dude. Again, I know James Franco has had his issues, but he cracked me up in that movie. Have I seen the trailer for One Spoon of Chocolate? Thoughts? Grim Rider? I don't even know what that is. In fact, you're kind of scaring me a little bit. Oops, I can't type apparently. Oh my God. One Spoon of Chocolate trailer. I can't watch it. Oh. Is it RZA? Or do you say RZA? I think it's RZA, right? I have not seen this. I have not heard of it. But I'm intrigued. Because I actually like RZA or RZA, and Quentin Tarantino presents. I mean, who knows? Who knows? But Grim, I haven't seen it. RZA? I thought it was RZA. All my movie buying is on hold to save money for the con in May, but Speed Racer already paid for, so it'll be arriving May 17th, I think. I'm excited for for Speed Racer, man. Excited. Very excited. And then Lou, Dazed and Confused, thoughts. Recently I did a short on it because I have the 4K Criterion. Amazing movie. But that's another movie. Doesn't have a traditional 3-act structure. It's literally a hangout movie. It's basically just the one night. School's over, and then you get the whole night. I mean, sure, you could say there's an arc, but for the most part, it's such an odd film structurally. That's another one that's just, I love that movie. I have seen that movie countless times. In fact, that was one of those where I almost didn't buy it because I've seen it so much. And it's like, in fact, the last time I owned it was probably on VHS, and I wore the hell out of that tape because it was something my friends and I we were constantly watching it. So I almost didn't buy the 4K Criterion because I was like, I don't need to see that movie again. Then I watched it again in 4K, and I was like, holy crap, it's like watching a new movie. It's awesome. So I would highly recommend the Criterion 4K if you're a fan of that movie. It's great. Love it. Have you watched This Is the End? Yes, and it didn't work for me. That one did not work for me. I didn't think that one was that funny. I have a cold that's been lingering for 4 days now. Boo, Johnny. You kick that cold in the nuts. You tell them, hey, stop it. I don't know. Hope you get well soon. Excited for Grand Gear. I don't know what Grand Gear is. The Neo Geo AES Plus. I mean, look, I get it for you hardware guys. The retro hardware stuff. I mean, I get it. That's cool for you. I look at that and I go, so to get all the stuff, that's $1,000? Not for me. Just not for me. What about The Good Shepherd? Is that the movie that I think it is? Are you talking about this movie? I remember watching it and liking it, but I honestly don't really remember it. Yeah, that's it. I really don't remember it. Wasn't that directed by George Clooney? Produced and directed by Robert De Niro. Oh. No, I haven't seen it since it was out, and I don't really remember it, honestly. I love Days of Confused, but I didn't care for his follow-up, Everybody Wants Some. I never saw that one. I heard it wasn't great, so I just kept watching Days of Confused, apparently. So yeah. Other topics I wanted to mention was Pragmata and Coachella, but didn't want to interrupt the Disney chat. Yeah, Pragmata is it looks like an interesting game. I just haven't, again. Dude, my backlog on video games is so stupid. Games that I bought years ago and still have never even opened. Like, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is still in there because you guys recommended it. I heard so many great things, and it's like, oh yeah, this is one of the best games. You know, it's one of those things that you don't expect a lot, but then you play it and it's awesome. Still haven't played it. Still wrapped up in there. But Pragmata is definitely on the list of like, oh, that's interesting. I'd like to play that eventually. And of course, Coachella. The only thing for Coachella for me is Nine Inch Nails or Nine Inch Noise. And of course, the new remix album dropped. I listened to it. It's interesting because it's not just a remix. It's new lyric tracks. So hearing new vocal tracks from Trent Reznor is really interesting because he's 60, 61 years old. It's insane that he can still hit the notes that he can. So yeah, amazing. But I want new music. I don't want rehashes of old music. That's just me. And I think that maybe because it's cool, but I'd rather have new music. And honestly, as he's aging, his song structure has become a little bit formulaic for me. Like listening to the Tron Ares soundtrack, it's like, or the score, I can hear this formulaic whatever. And like, I guess in a way you could argue that a lot of scores are basically they write one song and then they do variations of that song throughout a 2-hour runtime or whatever. But for some reason, it just seemed really apparent in the Tron Ares score. I was a little disappointed with it, to be honest. Like to me, you listen to the Daft Punk Tron Legacy? Tron Legacy? Isn't that what it's called? Anyway, you listen to Daft Punk score, and it's pretty badass. I mean, I don't think you can argue that Tron Legacy is not a badass score. Tron Ares, on the other hand, feels very meh to me. And this is coming from a huge Nine Inch Nails fan, a huge Trent Reznor fan. I still feel like it's like, I think his the two scores that I think are probably his best, their best, Trent and Atticus, are probably Soul, the Disney or the Pixar film. Phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. And Mank, which is the Netflix David Fincher film that nobody saw and nobody talked about. So, I don't know. Everything else has been... Now, I mean, I haven't listened to everything they've done, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, okay? But I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. Oh, in your Dazed and Confused short, you had me worried. I thought you were going to do the whole thing without dropping an all right, all right, all right. Then you redeemed yourself and said it toward the end. I had to, right? I almost didn't say it, but it was like, I have to say it, right? I have to. Grand Gear, a new kaiju film directed by Godzilla Minus One director Takashi Yamazaki and produced by J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot, set for release on February 18th, 2028. Isn't it strange? It seems like J.J. Abrams, out of nowhere, is just coming out with stuff. So I haven't seen anything on that, but I think I'd heard something about it. But then there's the other movie with Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway. The trailer released, and it's like, what the hell is this? It's very interesting. Again, That could be one of those where it's like, oh, J.J. Abrams comes up with a new idea that he doesn't have an ending for. That could be one of those. I don't know. But holy crap. Prime Menace, fantastic game of the year, in my opinion, so far. Okay, Wraith. All right. And welcome, Wraith. Did I say hi, Wraith? Like hi? Like actual hi? It's good to see you. I didn't like the sequel either. Dazed and Confused was such a lightning in a bottle with that cast. Yeah. Anytime you try to, yeah. My favorite Nine Inch Nails album is the Broken EP. My two favorite Nine Inch Nails songs are Wish and Last. Johnny, those are great songs, great picks. And the EP is great. I have to really think about what my favorite would be. The two songs, I will say this, the two songs that I've listened to the most in the last probably 10 years, maybe more, are from the I have it up there. I just can't. Is it Add Violence? It's Less Than. I love that song. I think that's a great, great, great song. And The Background World. If you haven't heard those songs, Less Than is like Nine Inch Nails hit. Like it's a better, like to me it's a better song than Closer. Like Closer is what most people think of, I think, with Nine Inch Nails. It's most of the time it's like, oh yeah, Closer, I want to fuck you like an animal. Okay, great. But that's not their best song. That's their biggest hit. Less Than is a better song than Closer and should have been that kind of hit to me. That song is awesome. I love that song so much. The Background World is, I love the way that song builds. And it's one of those songs that makes you, I don't know, man. That song is awesome. I mean, those are great picks. But I mean, I could probably pick two or three great songs from each release. Like these are the best songs on each of these albums. Wish and Last are great. I'm trying to think. I like Happiness and Slavery on that. That song it feels dangerous to me, which I think is really cool. I just heard a bang. Hold on a second. Let me see if April's okay. Okay. I didn't. Where did it go? I don't need. Well, what was it? You have no idea what it is. No? This is out here from Viho. I wonder if that was it. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Be right there. Where's the? Oh, okay. No. What is Viho? Oh, there you go. Pandora. So it looks like and that the sound was that them it hitting the ground. Sorry. Sorry. Uh, so basically, it sounds like at 10:15 p.m., we just got a delivery, and it sounded like they dropped it from like this high, and that's what the sound was. So there you go. I watched both weekends of Coachella, and Sabrina Carpenter owned that weekend. David Byrne was second for me with Iggy Pop on the first weekend following them. Iggy being carted out in a coffin, amazing. That equals both. Also, Nine Inch Noise was rad. Devo was awesome too. Well, there you go. I'm glad you like that. I mean, like I didn't watch any of it because I was busy. J.J. Abrams looks like pivoting to the producer more than the writing, I hope. Well, yeah, and I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens, but I'm Afraid of Americans with Bowie was good. I know we're in New York City that was filmed too. I love, and I think I said it before, they recently, because it was filmed on film. I don't know, my brain just stopped for a second. It was filmed on film. So they did a 4K like basically like restoration of it, and it's on YouTube, and that video is awesome. And the song's great too. Prior to Tron Ares, I think the last Nine Inch Nails song I dug was Perfect Drug. Yeah, see, the Perfect Drug is one of those, that is an interesting song. When it comes to Nine Inch Nails, you look at different songs that are just kind of like one-offs. That's a one-off, and it's an interesting song from a technical standpoint, from a musical standpoint. But that's a song that just gets old quick. It's the lyrics make no freaking sense. You make me hard when I feel soft inside. I see the truth when I'm all stupid-eyed. And then he says some of the same lyrics that he said before. Without you, everything just falls apart. Dude, when I'm all stupid-eyed, I see the truth when I'm all stupid-eyed. That makes sense to me, Rob. I just don't think you get it. KP Senti, that's dumb. Those are dumb lyrics. And the thing is, Trent has a way sometimes of writing lyrics that are super cool. You make me hard when I'm all soft inside. I get that. I see the truth when I'm all stupid-eyed. You see the truth when I'm all stupid-eyed. Whatever. That's a dumb lyric. I'm sorry. That's dumb. But I still like the song. But it's a weird like it almost doesn't fit anywhere. Like in the eras of Nine Inch Nails, which is I guess part of the reason why I think it's kind of cool. But there's also some really dumb lyrics in it. But that's I don't know if you're a Mel Brooks movie fan, but his autobiography is amazing. He's funny as a... Oh, I'm sure he is. Highly recommended. It's been going through some of his movies. Yeah, and that's one of those where I want a nice, good copy of Young Frankenstein. I want that movie bad. I own Blazing Saddles. I own Spaceballs. I own... those the only ones I own? Maybe. But yeah, Young Frankenstein for sure, because I don't own that one. Sometimes you just need to say dumb things to express the emotion. That's not good enough. Not to me anyway. When it comes to Nine Inch Nails, the lyrics should rock and should be awesome. Stupid-eyed, I'm sorry. Still need to see Pearl Jam and Nine Inch Nails in concert, but I hate those ticket prices. I mean, you're telling me. Pearl Jam is one that I never got to see, and I always wanted to. Going late. I know, it's 10:20. I need to get over the Discord. We done talked in Discord already. It's over. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are y'all over on the Discord already? Plus, I need to let you guys talk for a while because I've been talking for 3 hours straight. Are y'all in here? Justin and Star Fox. All right. Without you, everything just falls apart. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I like the song. Don't get me wrong, but that rhymed. Um, but it's just a weird. It's such an odd song in his discography. But wasn't that a Lost Highway song and not technically a song for a Nine Inch Nails album? No. Lost Highway. He did on the Lost Highway because I have it, don't I? I mean, I know I have it. I just don't know if it's out on the shelf. I have all my other Nine Inch Nails. I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. But I know that I don't think so. But I don't know. I could be wrong. The Perfect Drug, Lost Highway? Is it from Lost Highway? But it's not on the album. Is it? I guess maybe I'm thinking of it differently because I remember that song came out uh when I had no connection to David Lynch at all. And part of the thing that got me into watching Lost Highway was because I knew Trent was doing the score and doing the soundtrack, I guess. I don't know. I guess so. Huh. But it came out separately though. I don't know. Yeah, see, right there saying it. Charlie Clouser, Danny Lohner, Chris Vrenna. Well, there you go. See, I misremembered that because I think it's just because I see Perfect Drug as so separate from Lost Highway. Life Stinks. I don't think I ever saw that one, Seventh. Yeah. Well, let's jump on over to to the to the thing because I'm tired of talking. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here, for hanging out. Just being here is support, and I appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys. So, yeah, I think things are going to be pretty much back to normal. I don't see any reason why there can't be a stream every week until the end of time. I mean, unless something comes up, in which case there won't be. But hey, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay? Later. Oh, actually, before we go, hey, come over to the Discord unless you don't want to. Otherwise, see you over there. Okay, bye.